Hello, hello! Welcome to the stream, and welcome back to Pyre. I feel like I might need to turn my mic down a little bit. Maybe it's okay. Keep an eye on it. You guys let me know if I'm too loud. Hi, Bree. Welcome. We are back playing Pyre. This should be our last stream of Pyre. Yeah. We only have a little bit left to go. I also need to get up and take a break in about 45 minutes to go collect the rooster from off the porch, where he stubbornly refuses to go roost in the coop at night. Anyways, here we go. Into the game. We are almost... We got just a little bit more. The rites are ending. Let's see, last time we sent Gilman and Volfred back to the Commonwealth. It's been so long. Feels like forever. It's been 2 weeks. Bay, hello! You asking Bree if she needs help with OBS? I mean, y'all can get on Discord and chat about it. She's like, I'm here to do puzzle. Alright, let's get back in. Hello, hello! Hi, Bay! Hold on, let me do a thing. Is somewhere. Let's get in here. Doop. Doop. It's annoying to do this with this game. It doesn't like when I switch screens. There we go. I did it. Hi, Draco. Hello. Dang, everybody popped off over here. Hope y'all are having a good night. You're mad at your computer now. Oh, no. Sorry. Alright, enough chitter chatter. Let's get in here. Do the things. Last time I felt like I was really good at this game, so I'm prepared for it to slap me down a little bit more this time. We gotta go talk to Tizo, and we got a new book thing. Let's do the book first. Oh, wait. Oops. I need to fix something real quick. Oh, I don't know if I can fix that right now. Oh. Hold on. You guys have to look at my desktop real quick. I messed up my sound settings. Doop. Or I guess you get to look at nothing, since I have it set to game capture. Sorry, it's just for a second. I promise. I forgot. Okay. Okay, we're back. Alright, should be good now. I don't know if the mic sounded weird, but I accidentally had the game sound not coming through my headset, so that's a bit of a problem, I feel like. Let's get back in. Alright, we're gonna read the book and talk to Tizo. I'm probably gonna finish this if I go at the same pace as last time, like, before my normal 2.5 hour stream time, so we might do a little poll on what game I should do next. Alright, let's read our page of the book. On history. This book cannot accompany you if you should earn your freedom. It is to remain here for your successors, for it is bound together inextricably with us. Bay, you think Dredge? I did see some good things about that game. There is no sorcery, however, to prohibit you from spreading forth its teachings. We charge you to go forth and share what you have learned along your path. Reveal not the rites themselves, nor the existence of this book. Transcend its bounded limitations, for it cannot be transcribed. Any such attempts shall fail. Beware of those who would dare to read it on the other side. Under their guise of seeking wisdom may yet lurk a much darker desire. To undo that which we strive to do. Does somebody have this book on the other side and they're messing with it and that's why the rites are ending? Questions. Let's talk to Tizo. Since Volfred disappeared into the Shimmer Pool after the Liberation Rite, Tizo has been in a rather sullen mood. Aw, Tizo! You can imagine why. Apart from the lone minstrel, he has known Volfred longer than anyone among you. Just then, the lone minstrel joins the both of you. Oh, I need to move dog cam. God, I am so disorganized on stream tonight. It's because I was out messing with the rooster. Let me come over here. Come on, game. Okay. Nope, that's not what I wanted to move. There you go. Now we can see people's faces. It had to be this way, Tizo. I trust you understand. Tizo indicates he understands, though it does not make him less sad right now. Aw, he said, I know. I understand, in turn. The little imp runs over to him then. They hold each other tight for a moment. Ah, Tariq, Tizo. Volfred is now in a position to fulfill his plan firsthand. It is an opportunity which he did not expect to have, yet I am certain he shall take. Though, I do understand the sense of sorrow at the thought of never seeing him again. Tizo coos plaintively at this. Take heart, Tizo. We may all see each other yet, and if the stars decide we cannot do so in this life, then we shall do it in the next. Is that not so? Yeah, that's right, Tizo. Reincarnation, I guess, is a thing in this game? Sure. That is better. Then he turns to you. Thank you kindly, reader. It is not my role or in my nature to play favorites in all this, and yet, I must say, it gladdens me that Sandalwood is soon to make his mark again upon your land. Tizo likewise wishes Volfred well in his return and long thereafter. Squee! That sounds more like the Tizo whom we know. Yeah, don't be sad, Tizo. You're my best boy that I use in like every game. Now, let us see if we might find something to eat at this late hour, Tizo heartily concurs with the lone minstrel's suggested course of action. Begging your leave, reader. Sometimes a late-night walk out in the cold is good for Tizo's spirits. Until the morning, we are grateful to you for all that you have done for Volfred. They head out into the dark. Volfred, the one-time leader of the Nightwings. You wonder just what sort of impact someone such as he may have back in the Commonwealth. You know full well his loss among the Nightwings is going to be felt, even as the plan of which you are a part comes that much closer to fruition. I know. I'm gonna have to change my strategy. So all we've got left are the three girls, or three of the girls. There were more than three girls, but three ladies and Tizo. I think Bertrude, I need to work her up a little bit more. Alright. I'm gonna be using Bertrude a lot, so. Onward! At dawn, your companions are prepared to depart. Everyone is silent. Your travels are to take you back to the nest of Triesta, but soon after, the stars shall draw you here again. Hi, Muds! We're playing Pyre. I'm planning to finish it tonight. Should be doable. Not that much left. Delilah, why are you showing the people just your wagging tail? Is that all you want to show the people on the stream? Just your tail wagging? No. Go away. No. The music's conflicting with your city pop. Sorry. Whee! How's this? Is that music better? Draco, you're back. You had to go AFK to help with dinner a little. I hope you have a good dinner. I just had chicken strips. That's where we're going. This is the only place we can land. Oh no, we can land over here. Tizo's already at max, so we better do Shay's route. You're making chicken? Wednesday's chicken night, Draco. That's the rule, isn't it? Wednesday's chicken night. Let's explore the Black Shore. You make time to explore the monolithic stonework of Black Shore with your companions. Delilah went under the chair. She's so mean. She doesn't want to be on camera. Muds, you had a bowl of Fruity Pebbles because your dad is preparing food for a road trip. Okay. Bertrude? Do you see anything yet? Because I don't. We hath discovered naught of any consequence. Yet there is more to see. They turn to you. You may continue searching or return to the wagon empty-handed and pursue your vocations. Let's keep searching. You spend more time exploring unchecked nooks and corners of the area. It is an exhaustive process, but eventually your search yields something you can use. Muds, I don't know if Fruity Pebbles by itself is a good dinner. I don't know. Fire caps. Well, I can sell it at the slug market. Alright, continue our journey. To the nest of Triesta, the unicorn with the boobs. Got it. I've already forgotten who we're fighting. I think it's Ignarius. Hey guys, now don't tell me, but I ain't seeing that old Mr. Sandalwood with all the rest of you. He finally get out of here or what? Well, good for him, I guess. As long as he don't take all the rest of you with him, know what I mean? I value all my customers. Alright, well, I can sell this, because I can't use it with Volford anymore. I can sell this. I'll buy this. Does it make it better if the bowl also had milk? I mean, at least milk has protein in it, so I guess I'll accept it. There are no dogs on my camera right now. What's happening? No, there's a little bit of Amelia's butt right here, I guess. You came back to the camera, Bitsy? Alright. Let's buy... I'm not gonna buy any more amulet things. Let's buy this guy. And... this one? Sure. Okay. That can't go up any higher. Okay, so we need to upgrade something else. Let's go into the roster. That can't go any higher. I can go a little higher, but I don't know if it's worth it. Tizo. Yes! Let's upgrade Tizo's talisman. Yes! Tizo, I'm gonna make you such a good boy. I also want to use this on you. And then I'm gonna probably use Tizo and Pamitha and Bertrude in the next rite. So I'll put this in here. Okay. Should be good. And you... okay, instead of having this one, even though it is really good... well, we've been doing pretty good. We'll just use this one. I won't use the Ashen Coal at the moment. We'll see if we need it. Okay. Bye, Ron. Thanks. You guys take care, okay? And thanks for doing business. I got some book pages. Indigenous imps. Special mention must be given to the downside's most prolific native creature, which we call the imp. With all respects to our comrade, Ha'ub, an imp himself possessing of extraordinary intellect, most imps are driven by the simplest impulses: to eat, to drink, to procreate, to move, and to survive. These creatures, then, are symbols of this place. They're far more resilient than they would seem. Though wild by their nature, they, like all of us, can learn. Ha'ub insists that imps are willing to be put to work. Like other aspects of the downside, they wish more than to exist, but to exist with purpose. Okay, cool. We got another page. Let's look at this one. Downside talismans. Survival often is conflated with the physical. When we think of survival, we assume the need to sustain our bodies or improve our bodies. The strong survive. But, and take it from an alpha chief, there are different kinds of strength. The spirit is what drives us. By comparison, the body's impulses are weak. Here in the downside, faith is found in limited supply. Trinkets and mere baubles that would barely fetch a price in our homeland here are talismans. Seek talismans that mean something to you. Hold on to one that you hold dear. It shall reward you with reminders of your faith, your power, your potential. Okay, alright, well, cool beans. Alright, let us commence the rite! By now, having to make preparations for the rites has become second nature to your companions. They go about the process efficiently, and this time, in almost total silence. I got rid of everyone who was talkative. This is the quiet wagon now. Got rid of Mr. Volfred, Mr. Exposition Master Volfred. We got rid of Sir Gilman! Yeah, we got rid of all the talky people, I feel like. Ruki, gone a long time ago. You cannot shake the sense that the routine shall not go on much longer. Bertrude approaches and confirms to you that the Nightwing sigil is set. Everyone has their books and raiments, and the grounds are ready. Everything should be in order. The remaining stars shine brightly still. Not for much longer, it would seem. We have watched the splendor of the stars each night, unfailing since we were a tad. We shall savor the remaining opportunities. You and Bertrude stand together in silence for a time, looking for the stars above to show some indication that the rite is to commence. It is taking too long. Concern begins to well up in you. But then... Okay, finally! It was running late! Bum bum. 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 So I'm thinking on the last liberation, right? We pick all of these. I think you can pick a lot.
Sylvius, horse-headed.
Yeah, you can pick multiples. I'm not gonna pick any though. For now. Just to see how crazy it can get. Do I remember how to play this game? It's been 2 weeks. I probably don't.
It seems the stars once more have mustered wherewithal to usher in the rites. The sky grows dimmer by the day. An age is ending. Surely you must know by now that you shall never all be free. Yet still you struggle to fulfill some senseless plan. But I digress, of course. Some of us still honor the tradition. Some of us hold dear the teachings of the scribes.
Yeah, the pyres on each side are burning bright. From across the field, you observe the leader of the Tempers approach and remove his mask. There they are, huh? Come to show us up for one last time, I guess. Used to be we could take these Nightwings any old night, but now it ain't so simple anymore. We got this one last shot against these guys. Might as well give it all we've got, yeah. Let's make them cry. Okay, Ignarius.
Who shall besmirch the Nightwing's name? Bertrude.
Tizo, my boy, of course.
Tizo.
And then we'll use Pamitha, because I think Shay is further. No? Actually, Pamitha's a little further. Let's... I will use Shay.
Shay,
Shiru-sama?
the choice is cast.
If this is really the last time that we'll face the Tempers, then may the 8 scribes watch over them, and us, here and now, and wherever our paths lead. Tizo! Yes, our boy Tizo. All right, have fun cooking, Draco. Cook good. Cook well? Cook nicely. Bye! Nightwings. Thought I'd mention. After this rite's over, I'm calling it quits. The dual old Iggy is solid. Make me work for this one like I used to. Ignarius, you were one of my favorite leaders, not gonna lie. You were never a jerk. I mean, you were only a little bit of a jerk.
Now begin. Now it begins in earnest.
Oh no! Oh no! That wasn't good.
One careless step.
We're not doing too hot, I'm not gonna lie. Oh no!
Already does your piles
Oh no, they got me!
begin to flicker.
Ah, stupid little holes.
The demons banished.
Oh no!
The
Nope.
orb quenches the flame.
Ah, this arena sucks. I keep falling in all the time.
I'm fine.
There we go.
Yes.
And that healed our Pyre a little bit, so that's good. Thank you for the tisks, Muds. Oh no!
There it is.
They're mean! Can't do nothing to me!
Tizo takes the plunge.
Hi, Sil! Hi, Sil! We're busy trying to get all the dudes here.
Down goes that one.
Oh no!
A shameful outcome.
We all got vanished! No! Ah,
Unfortunate.
dang it. We're gonna lose the match, Sil! It's okay.
Another banishment.
Get in, Tizo! Get in!
Both banished. Bye now, Bertie.
Oh no! They got me! I'm out of practice!
Tempers prevail.
That's okay. You know what? Ignarius needed that victory. It's fine. Sel, I hope you're having a good night. I was focused on that match. That arena sucks. I hate all the little holes. It's fine. You know what? Ignarius is a good guy. I beat his butt twice before. I want to make him feel good about the rites coming to an end. I had to replace the window unit air conditioner in here and tear out part of the wall because it got all wet inside. So you can't see it from the camera view, but the back wall of the building is a little messy right now. It's fine. It's fine, though. Well, some good work back there, Tempers, I gotta say. Maybe we ain't lost it after all yet, huh? Though I'm thinking it's high time we took a break from all this. Always wanted to go out on top, besides, you know? Come on, then. Let's go drink to this. Got something I've been saving for the circumstance. It's fine. Still, I'm gonna let the chips fall where they may tonight. If I lose, I lose, and if I win, I win. Ye Tempers, ye conducted here with such fury and such desperation, that we must commend ye for it. Despite this outcome, Tizo wishes for the Tempers to find peace in the downside. Oh, I'm sorry, I felt so sure the scribes that they were looking out for us, although they're looking out for everyone, so maybe this was not our time? It was the time of... It was the time of Kate making people fall into lava by accident. But we got this, which is what I wanted. Which is another mastery for Bertrude. This land, so rife with eldritch knowledge, long forbidden in the Commonwealth. We learn the stuff of fear itself. Okay. I want to get Stubborn Flame on her for sure. And then we'll go for the other one. Okay. Okay, we did good. Yeah, screw you too, voice. Ah. Alright. Onward we go. Back at the wagon after suffering defeat by the Tempers in a rather one-sided event. Hey, we scored a couple goals! Come on, guys! Your fellow exiles discuss the outcome of the rite in sullen tones. They are weary, reader. That much is plain to see. But you have further still to go. Please, come have a look outside with me. Perhaps the news of your next destination may yet stir their hearts, to some extent. Alright, let's take a look at the stars. I think we only have one choice now. Among what stars yet remain shining in the night, one of them now burns as bright as ever you have seen. What? What? We're already doing the next liberation rite? Okay. That was much faster than I expected it to be. I thought we had one more rite left. Alright, guess we're doing the next liberation rite, you guys. Against the fate. Dang! The cycle turns even more quickly now, until such time as it shall shudder to a halt. I'm gonna let the chips fall where it may. Like I said, Bree, tonight, if we lose to the fate, well, I would not feel bad at all about sending Dolfred home. I mean, he's like an old guy. He should go home before he dies out here in exile. And I feel like all the people on our team now don't have a really strong connection to the Commonwealth. Pamitha, she's a harp. She's not even part of the Commonwealth. I mean, she would like to go home probably, but also she wants to be with her sister, who's stuck down here in the downside. Tizo's a native to the downside. Shay is a mystic who probably is fine either way. Bertrude likes studying all the weird shit in the downside, so nobody's like desperate to go home out of the people that are left. He makes a sound then, almost like a laugh. I forget myself, reader. I should not say such things. The scribes, They would say that one ought to focus on the path in front of her. Amelia, are you my sweet Amelia? Did you need to come get a cuddle? When we set forth to walk a long and labored path, it can be all too much if we stand back and look upon it as a whole. We may well decide to turn around. But if we begin to walk, whilst casting down our gaze, and whilst resisting well the urge to look too far ahead, we may make steady, careful progress. Soon enough, we may arrive where we endeavored. The lone minstrel bids you a good evening. You had best retire for the night, for when first daylight comes, it shall be time again to take to the skies. Someone wants to talk to me. Aw, Tizo, are you sad? Hold on, I gotta talk to Sandra. My lovely reader comes to me again. To what do I owe the pleasure? So then, we are back on solid land, or something like it, Then this must be Black Basin. Flames and nauseous fumes on one side, suffocating forest on the other. Lovely, lovely place. So good of you to take me here. You truly would pursue those blasted stars until the farthest corners of this land, it seems. Though, I had better cease my blasphemy, or else the scribes themselves just might descend from up on high and strike me with another much-deserved penalty. The thrill of such transgressions, reader. Sometimes it keeps me going. Not that I have any real choice. Now we had best get back to our normal business, as it were. Alright. Bye! I guess I could have done a practice right before that, right? Let us do this all again sometime. Alright, let's talk to Tizo. He seems sad. Are you okay, Tizo? You find Tizo there in the black wagon, looking rather more despondent than usual. Tizo, don't be sad. When you attempt to reach out to him, he barely acknowledges you. Tizo, you're my favorite little guy. Don't be sad. Tizo indicates that he wishes to be left alone right now. You almost run into Shay as you turn to leave. Oh, I'm sorry, miss. I was just wanting to come check on little Tizo there. I think maybe he's taken ill or something? On further inspection, it occurs to you that Shay perhaps is not off the mark, and that Tizo is unwell for some reason. Come on, Tizo, you're going to be alright. You might be the smallest one of us, but I think you're the toughest. Though, Miss Jodariel, she was the toughest one of all, wasn't she? I so miss her sometimes. Tizo appreciates the kind words, but still wishes to be left alone at this time. Oh, don't be silly, Tizo. You know I won't be doing that, don't you? Shay turns to you for a moment, lowering her voice. Miss? I think Tizo would like a little bit of privacy, if you don't mind. Though, I don't mean to be rude. It's just, Tizo, well, I told him not to eat something. There was this, well, I think it was a mushroom, maybe? Growing in the corner over there? So, I see Tizo sniffing at it, and he's always hungry, and usually I try to feed him, but this time I told him no. Because I know my mushrooms, and whatever that was, I think it was a mushroom, but it wasn't one I know. Well, Tizo ate it anyway. Tizo corroborates Shay's recollection of what happened. Tizo! Don't be eating weird mushrooms! So, anyway, I think that he is going to maybe, well, cough it up, I guess? I think maybe any moment now? Because when I ate things I thought were mushrooms around here, I coughed them up as well. They made me rather sick, kind of like Tizo over there. Yeah, Tizo was a bad kitty, Syl. I mean, Tizo basically is like a smart flying kitty cat. He loves to eat everything. I hope that I'm not being inappropriate because it's not polite, maybe? Oh, come to think of it, Tizo, why don't we go outside? Because then I won't have to clean up after you. Like the last time when you ate something I said maybe you shouldn't, remember? Tizo indicates he remembers full well and regrets not heeding Shay's food-related counsel. Tizo, you should listen to her. Excuse me, I had to sneeze twice. Oh, Tizo. Oh, don't worry, silly. If you've taken ill, then I think you're going to be fine. Once you have a little walk outside with me, because you're very tough. Thanks. Tizo's beginning to look better already. Good. Go hork up your hairball if you need to, Tizo. Or your mushroom ball. You're my best friend, Tizo. I won't let anything bad happen to you. Or at least I'll try, okay? I don't think anyone could stop you from eating things, though. Then she snatches Tizo up in her arms and whisks him out of the wagon with her. Aw, look, they have a cute friendship. We can't send them back to the downside, or to the Commonwealth. People will just be mean to them. You hear her call back to you over her shoulder. Bye, miss. I'll make sure that Tizo is all right. I promise, okay? Although the prospect of Shay administering medical assistance normally would give you pause, Tizo seemed to accompany her willingly enough. The two have shared a rather close bond since Shay first made contact with the group. For someone like her, who has lived alone for so long, the friendship must be vital. Ah. And as for Tizo, he must be impressed that a non-native of the downside seems to know her way around food safety even better than he. Nice. Okay. Onward we go. Or back? I guess we just got a quick hop down and then we're doing a quick hop back. Oh! It's my guy with my favorite theme song! I had this song stuck in my head for days after the last time I played this game. I don't know why. Your wagon reels from the impact of some sort of massive object slamming into it mid-flight. False Nightwings. Orlek calls down to all of you from atop his wagon. Hi, Orlek! I know you're mad at us, but I think you're cool! Again you seek to climb that cursed mountain beneath us. Again you seek to take my rightful place. I should send you crashing down to it, that you might fall, as I have. He stares down at all of you. But I shall not. Rather, we shall meet upon the summit, ere the last cycle of the rites is ended. Until then. Are we gonna fight you, or are you just... Okay, you just gonna go? Okay. Was that a little... I don't know, are we gonna end up fighting him in this rite, or is it gonna be the last one? Pamitha or Tizo? Let's go for Pamitha. She needs all the help she can get. You make landing on the sacred Mount Elodial after your encounter with Orlek. Orlek spoke the truth. He has a right to gain the summit. When the time comes, Celeste shall deem him worthy and shall let him pass. While he has transgressed against the rites, he has also already been anointed and prevailed. Nothing is written in the book on this. Liberty ought already to be his. For the time, it seems that he has not yet traveled to the summit. Perhaps he is still making preparations with his fellow exiles. When exactly Orlek intends to make good on his promise, he did not make clear. For now, you are to confront Dalbert and the Fate upon the summit. But first, you may prepare. Alright. Nobody wants to talk to me in the wagon. Nope, nope. Can I talk to Sandra? No. I can't talk to Sandra right now. Alright. Seek the Sapscribe's favor. Later that afternoon, you accompany Pamitha through the ancient formations of Temple Highroad to the monument of Luz Glorian. What will you do when all of this is over, Pamitha? You going to run away? Let's face it, you're probably not getting out of here. So then, you can either go live out your days under some rock somewhere, or maybe these, who call you their friend, maybe they mean it? You return to the wagon after she has finished paying her respects. The summit awaits, but first, there's time to continue practicing your vocations. Accept the blessing. We are going to... Yeah, we'll just do a private study. Your deepening knowledge of the Book of Rites is not nearly enough. Aspects of it still elude you. Through greater understanding comes the reader's influence. The Glory! It's the last one I have left. What have you come to understand of the book? Can you recite its pages yet by heart? Have you internalized its teachings? In its lack of limits, you experience yours. Inspiration comes to you in a flash. Whether from the book or from within, you cannot tell. Alright, we're cool. Let us continue our journey. So I guess we are going to get to do the Fates this time, and then we're going to do Auralek's group, like, almost immediately afterwards. I thought Auralek's group was next, like this was the last one. But I guess we have one more. Hey! Here in the quiet solitude of Mount Elodiel, you encounter a messenger imp sent to deliver you the latest news and rumors from the other side. You learn this imp was personally sent by Volfred himself to fill you in on all the latest happenings with him since he was liberated at the fall of Soliam. On arriving in the Commonwealth, he was taken in with open arms and soon offered a seat among the Justices of Peace. He admits that he was quite taken aback by everything at first, the Justices of Peace. But he of course refused, stating his belief that the traditions of the Commonwealth have been corrupted over the many years. Such remarks put him in real danger. In the next moment, however, he was whisked to secrecy and safety by his sons and daughters of the Revolution in a daring raid. The Commonwealth claims he perished in the brazen act. Now, Volfred continues his work to find a way to bring home all the rest of you, and to transform the Commonwealth according with his plan. Current probability of success is 76%! Yes! He closes with a message to you all. Have faith. We shall prevail together in the end. You thank the imp for bringing you this news, which gets all your companions talking. He has his convictions, I'll give him that. But convictions can't erase the centuries of enmity between my people and the Commonwealth. Unsurprising. From all our years, we know him for a stubborn sort. His will cannot be shaken. The scribes are guiding him. They're on his side. I know they are because they told me so. I heard them. I just know. Tiza was very excited knowing Volfred is alive and well back in the Commonwealth. May the scribes keep watching over you wherever you may go, sir. Even if the rites themselves shall cease, your plan is achieved in full. The news of Volfred's liberation fills you and your fellow exiles with resolve. We're filled with determination! The messenger imp accepts a small bite to eat from you and hurries away. Yay! Good luck, Volfred! Alright, here we go. To the rites. You are returned once more to Scribe's Gate, where the Gate Guardian awaits under a dim sky. The exiles of the Nightwings, and you, Tariq? This is to be one of our final meetings. Greetings, Celeste. The Nightwings are prepared, and afterwards, I would have words with you in private, if you please. It seems to me rather late for words now, Tariq, but I shall hear them once your charges cross the gate. Now, all of you, come forth. Please state your names and what is it that you seek whilst crossing Scribe's Gate. Once more, your companions cross the gate, one after another, and once more you follow them in turn. Celeste regards you all, then waves you through toward the summit. The 8 scribes bid the Nightwings welcome. Go forth with glory. And, Tariq? Aye, Celeste. You may rejoin the others in a while. But now, I would hear those words of yours. Certainly, Celeste. What do you got to say? What do you got to say, Tariq? Why are you looking so intense with those weird eyes? Everyone, I shall see you shortly. I'm just listening to the music. It's nice. I was actually listening to the soundtrack the other week. Ooh. Oh! Hey! Guys! It's gotten real cold again up here. But it's worth it. Let me tell you. Got a lot of customers been stopping by. Okay, I may have been exaggerating just a little since I've been waiting here a little while. I guess. But are you buying anything? Let's see. I don't have very much money. I can sell you my berry. There you go. Should I buy anything? Nah, I'm not gonna buy anything this time. I think we're good. Sorry, Ron. They're leaving, Dad. Just look at how much we got this time. Nothing, because I only sold you something. I took your money, Ron. Alright, here we go. Alright, the time has come again to deliver one of your fellow exiles to a homecoming in the Commonwealth. Lest your adversaries, the Fate, achieve the same instead. The lone minstrel has returned and approaches as you wait the signal from the stars. There is something that I wish to ask you, reader. Something which ordinarily would not be my place to discuss in any detail. You have observed the stars. If you would not mind my asking you in such a direct manner, how many liberation rites are you supposing yet remain? I think there's 2. If we have the Fate in this one, I think it's going to be 2. You tell him the only logical deduction which you have been able to make based on all of your readings of the stars of late, that there shall be one final liberation rite after tonight. I concur with your evaluation, reader madam. I wish to make certain that you are aware, so that you and the Nightwings may yet make the most of your remaining time together, thus. As to what shall happen once the final liberation rite is ended, we soon shall both find out. But lo, it seems that we are called upon once more. Look forth. I'm looking forth! Alright, we got one more. No Titan Stars yet. Like I said, the last rite, I'm gonna do all the Titan Stars. Just for funsies. I don't know. Maybe I'll just stick with no Titan Stars. Feels fairer that way. For me, who is not very good. Alright. I am not gonna try.
I would ask that you think back for just a moment, if you please.
I'm thinking.
When you first looked upon the Book of Rites, think back upon the words that it revealed. Oblige the voice that tells you more. Oblige the voice that tells you more. Would that the scribes were here among us still. I would not sing your praises to them, rest assured.
Whatever.
I trust that you shall savor this occasion.
You ain't the boss of me.
You shan't have to oblige me for much longer.
The pyres burn, and each of the triumvirates is present and prepared. I concur. The pyres burn, and each of the triumvirates is present and prepared. Then, anointed one of the Fate, come forth now, and declare yourself, and pay any respects you have unto your adversaries, the Nightwings. The bent old cur, Dalbert, steps forward, and struggles for a moment with his mask. Greetings, good heralds. I am called Dalbert Oldheart. It is the greatest honor of my years to stand upon this sacred site, upon which the 8 scribes first anointed these glorious proceedings. Nightwings, we are honored to be in your presence once more. Father, they are our adversaries, not our hosts. We need not be so gentle with them. They shall do their utmost to keep you from your freedom. Dalbert, your son speaks out of turn. Control him. My sincerest apologies for his unnecessary outburst. Alma, please. We have worked toward this opportunity, and we must make the most of it. I kind of feel bad if I don't send Dalbert to back the Commonwealth, to be honest. I mean, also his son is going to be real mad at me. He puts his mask back on. My son and I stand ready to begin. Nightwings, your choice. In whose name shall you conduct this liberation rite? Yeah, Shay wants to be his son's friend. Is maybe his friend? Yeah, I don't know. They did have a little moment that was cute. I wish you the wisdom of the scribes in making your choice, reader. And I wish you to come prepare a song with me, Tariq.
Whom shall you attempt to send home this time?
Okay. Out of these three, I'm probably... We'd go for Pamitha. But I'm actually going to take a quick break. Because I need to go get the rooster off the back porch. Let me go take care of him shortly. I gotta go get the rooster. Yes, he's on the back porch again. All right. I'm just gonna leave you with the peaceful crackling of the fire while I go collect him. Be right back. It'll only take me a moment. Yep, always at the rooster, Muds. This is the problem. In real life, unlike in Ark, the animals don't just stand where you put them. I'm back. Okay. Here I am. Let me get all situated. Situated. And we'll get back in. Okay. All the dogs are like, we went out and came back in. It's time for cookies. All right. You guys can have a treat. I mean, Syl, do you not talk to people while they're streaming? Thinking we were in voice chat. Okay. So, back into it. As I was saying, I'm thinking I might anoint Pamitha. Because out of the team, let's look at the team we have left. Muds and Solari are used to just playing game with me and being in chat now. Shay and Tizo were besties now, so I don't want to break them up. Pamitha's a harp, but she's like our friends. So if I send her home and not her sister home, she would like promote unity between the harps and the Commonwealth. So we're gonna do that. Now we might lose this right. Very easily could lose it. So I'm to get my shot at all this then. How very thoughtful of you, reader darling. You're welcome, Pams. Make me proud.
Who shall be at her side?
Tizo. Tizo always. Let's go, Tizo! And Bertrude. Then we shall do what is within our power for that one.
It is done.
We give thanks to have this opportunity to face you, O Night Wings. Now let us strive to our fullest capability with honor and with grace. Dalbert, I think I might let you win. Save your strength for the right, Father, and for the voyage home. Let this be our final battle against them. I did make the pieces kind of small.
Commence.
Well, that was an auspicious start. You can do this, Elmer. I believe in you, and so do the scribes. Wait, what? What is this? What are you talking about? This is the liberation rite. What are you doing? Shay wants her boyfriend to win. I think you are my friend, Almer, and so I'm hoping for the best for you and for your father. He believes in you, and so do I. But we have to do our very best as well, and I know we cannot all prevail, only the Fate or the Nightwings, but not both. Not both. Almer looks on in stunned silence. The outburst seems to have disarmed everyone. Shay's so cute! She's like, no, we all have to do our very best. And then the scribes, they're going to watch over us and make everything okay. You'll see, Almer. You'll see. She puts her mask back on as the liberation rite continues. Whether her words flustered your adversaries or emboldened them, you cannot tell. Oh, you got me. Did I let you get me? Maybe. Oh no. Oh no. I gotta make you guys work for it a little bit here. Come on. I said I was gonna make you work for it, not that you were gonna suck. All right, I gotta let them score some goals here. Okay, okay. Hear us now, O noble Chomwe.
for we beseech you. Surely we cannot prevail without your aid. If ever you have heard my prayers, I beg of you, please smile upon us now.
This rite is stressful. I want the other side to win. All right. Whether from his prayer to the scribes or simply from Dalbert's resolve, something comes over your fellow exiles here. If they're banished now, they shall not soon return. I'm not going to try very hard. Ah! Oh, I didn't actually realize that she had the ball. That was a legit problem.
You left yourselves wide open.
I did it on purpose.
Neither triumvirate is closer than the other. Tizo takes the plunge.
I want to make it close so we feel good about our victory.
The Nightwings edge closer to victory. Dalbert quenched the fires of his foe. Yes.
I don't know if I can score another goal and still let them win. I'm very hesitant about it.
Twas dangerously close.
I don't remember what everyone's glory is. I'm just playing. Whee!
Alas for Alba. Simply abhorrent.
Oh, they got me! Oh no!
The flame is stricken. Perhaps you are unworthy.
How much health does their Pyre have? 27? Okay, I'm not going to put it out in one go. Oh no!
The orb slips from your clutches. There goes old Bertrude. A deathly blast.
I'm going to score one goal with Tizo because I don't think it'll knock out their Pyre. Well, I say that. Maybe they're going to get the last goal legit. Oh no! Oh, they can barely score. They have 1 hit point left. All right. And we have 6. All right, this is a close enough game.
And there it is, at last.
I wanted to make it close! I wanted to make it so close! But let the fate win.
It could have been you, Nightwings, but alas.
I think we cut that as close as we possibly could have cut it while still letting the fate win.
Thus ends the liberation rite. And thus,
Sorry,
the
Pamitha.
scribes have chosen. The exile appointed by the fate shall be free, absolved of all misdeeds, return to glory in the Commonwealth. His adversary and all others shall remain,
Sorry, Pamitha.
carry out their rightful sentences.
Go home, Dalbert. You earned it. Well, if things always went our way, then none of us would be here in the first place, right? Plus, I knew Pamitha would be, like, philosophical about it, you know? So it is, then, that the scribes have smiled on us. At last. Come, Alma, my son. Let us be together as a family in this world, one last time. Oh, Father, at long last. They embrace, father and son. Then Dalbert utters something and touches Almer on his forehead. The prayer of anointment. Before Almer can respond, his father heaves him into the shimmer pool. Dalbert! You sent your son home instead of you!
Father.
No, Father, what have you done? You were anointed first. This victory was yours. He sent the boy home! This is good. This is good. I'm glad I made this decision. Wait, Father, it was your time. This was not my time. It was not my time. But the shimmer pool is sealed. Mud said, did no one else see that coming? I was a little suspicious. I thought maybe like Shay and Almer would like nurture their bond more. But yeah, I kind of suspicious there was going to be some kind of twist. Farewell, my son. And farewell, Nightwings. Dalbert! Dalbert! You're a good dog, Dalbert! Dalbert bows to everyone. Slowly, then, he walks away. Almer earned back his freedom. Accept this, for it is done.
Godspeed, Alma Oldheart. The cycle of the rites is nearly at an end.
I'm really glad we made that call. I'm really glad about that. It was good. Doing good? Doing good? Alright. I knew you could do it, Almer. I just knew you could do it. I think I always knew. Except this is not what anybody wanted. Except the scribes. They must have wanted it this way. Hi, Kanth! Welcome to the stream. Hope you're having a good evening. We did a liberation rite, and we anointed Pamitha, but it was against the fate, so we let them win, because I felt bad for Dalbert, but then instead of old doggy Dalbert going home, he sent his son home instead. He forced him, he tricked him, and he kicked him into the pool and said, you go home. And that's where we're at. They must have wanted it this way, because if not, why else would it have happened? Why else? Why else? Why else? Shay's like gonna have a religious breakdown. So many highs. Hi, everyone. Alrighty. The new password. Can't changed it. Nice. Following your clash against the fate and the liberation of Dalbert Oldheart earlier this night, your companions are quietly discussing what transpired. It's going good, Can. It's going good. I had to take a slight stream break and go take the rooster off the porch, but other than that, it's good. Tizo hopes that Pameth is not taking the outcome too badly.
That one is taking respite. May she experience a swift recovery.
Yes. It is my original password was pretty long, so Canth was like, we should shorten it, and I was like, go for it. Sounds good to me. Though Pamitha yet remains in the downside, there is some comfort knowing that the lot of you remain together. Soon you shall be summoned back to Mount Elodiel for one final liberation rite, and thus, one final chance to influence the outcome of your plan. So many events already in motion. But even as you wait for them to happen, as they will, there is still something vital you can do. Now, Rita, if you please, I fear the stars have little patience left. All right. You turn back toward the darkness to look upon the last few stars, too stubborn to relinquish their light. All right, determine where they lead. Ha'ub, Gol, and Jomwer. Cairn of Ha'ub. I hate both of them. You left your pelican on the island, oh no! The music is good in this game. Alright, I fought them twice, and I fought the Pyre Hearts twice. Let's look at the planner. The accusers are up top, but we're not going to be fighting them. Who should I beat up? They have resigned. I thought Ignarius's group was gonna quit too. You've randomly been playing Project Zomboid to pass the time. Of course. You know what? I don't like either of these groups. But I fought Lendl's group more recently, so let's go for the Pyre Hearts. Once more, you are to face the Pyre Hearts then. Although, I wonder. He hesitates before saying anything further. He cannot sense his thoughts. I apologize. I was lost in thought there for a moment. Let us make way for the spring of Jomwer, when everyone is feeling more refreshed, as much as possible. Alright. Nobody wants to talk to me, let's continue the journey. It is daybreak. You are to set forth now for the spring of Jomwer, for what appears to be the final time. Thereafter you shall return here, for one last exile's final chance at liberty. One last flight through the downside. Well, not last. Our last is going to be when we come back up to the mountain. Little dude! Little dude! I bonked him. Hi guys in your other ship. Do 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 do. Oh! I'm sorry, Manly. Listen. Oh, but it's you, my wonderful Nightwings. Come to play a little trick on your good friend Manly, How very, very, very clever of you. The damage you've caused my beautiful wagon, doubtless it was very, very minimal. Fear not, I can make forward repairs. It is no inconvenience at all. Although I do have one request of you, to make amends, that is. When next we face each other in a rite, and I trust you know what I shall ask of you. But would you be kind enough to stand aside and let the chastity prevail? Then we shall call it even, and when I return unto the Commonwealth, I shall see to it that you or your loved ones there are suitably rewarded. Now ta-ta! We're not going to be fighting you anymore, so sure, I guess. Yep, definitely. Next time. No more little interest points around. Down we go. Yeah, sometimes that's the second or third time I've run into other ships just coming over the hill because I can't see who's there. Sorry. I'm just flying around to see if there's anything to see, but I haven't seen anything yet. There's your place, Big Bertha. Big Bertrude. I keep calling her Bertha. It's Bertrude, not Bertha. Shame on me. Glue Hive. Or Fall Flat. Do we want to see Falcon Ron's special offer? Sure. I want to see Falcon Ron's special offer. Here, in the rocky pathways of Fall Flat, you encounter a familiar face, hawking his wares as always. He sidles right up to you.
Oh, hey guys. Funny running into you out here. You guys alright? But anyways, I gotta say, I got just this thing for you. Mint condition. And although I haven't seen it, exactly, I am really sure it's something good, okay? So, you want this thing or what?
He's offering a sealed talisman, no telling what it is for certain, though you sense its power. Such an artifact would likely cost much more once on display. I don't have any money! So I have to decline. Sorry, Ron. I don't have enough money! You decline Falcon Ron's offer, but he just shrugs and grins, as is his custom.
That's okay, you guys, because somebody's gonna buy it anyways, so let's go find him, Dad.
Bye, Ron. Private study. That's the last private study I can do. The book seems to push back against you. Your sense of its hidden meaning crumbles under layers of contradiction, of missing details, and yet you feel a thorough knowledge of it now. It is more artifact than book. Its power almost solely rests within the reader, who makes time to form a certain meaning from the many passages unwritten. Yet, the glimpse of knowledge you approached just then called back at you to stop and go no further, not to press too forcefully against the outer limits of your understanding. Nevertheless, for what you recognize shall have to be the final time, inspiration comes to you in a flash, whether from the book or from within. Even now, you cannot tell. We're done! We studied the whole book so good. You look up to see the lone minstrel there. You had not noticed him. He looks up at you with his strange eyes, a color not unlike the bindings of the book, and he smiles at you, faintly. The moment passes, and he turns to go about his business. He leaves you there. You realize you're clutching the Book of Rites to your chest. You manage to pull away. Interesting, interesting. Sandra, you want to chat? No, okay. Just checking on you, Sandra. I wouldn't want you to feel lonely. On Legacy. Reader, though you shall always bear a burden, it is much lighter than the burden of a lonesome exile. Go forth and become free. Then join with others such as you and lead with mercy, continuing to demonstrate your worth and knowing that the Empire's fall form the foundation of our Commonwealth. You shall cease to be a reader and become a voice both to the free and to your successors here, who shall take up this book when you no longer need it. The cycle of the rites shall see to it that you and others like you shall be liberated ere the coming of another age. May the stars shine ever brightly on us all. But the stars are coming to an end, so... Alright, I poked everything in the wagon. Let's keep going. To the Spring of Jomware! Ron, you got anything good?
Hey, you guys. Always nice to see some more customers because, you know, I don't always get too much around here, and sometimes it gets kind of lonely here, I guess.
Oh. That costs more than you have. Rude. How much does this cost? 100. I'm broke. I'm not gonna use that one. Then I can buy this one and level something up. That's kind of been my strategy. How was my day? It was pretty good. Does that mean my flutter and zip will cost nothing? I'm hoping that's what it means. I was pretty busy at work, not too much going on. Just trying to get everything, keep everything running smoothly and all that. Yeah. Pretty good. Still working on, I don't know if I mentioned it, Canth, when you were here, but off the camera on the part of the shed you guys can't see, part of the wall is missing because I needed to replace the window unit and it had like dripped water down inside the wall, so we had to take the drywall off in a chunk. But the wood's not rotten, it just has to dry out thoroughly before we fix everything. So yeah, the shed's a little torn up at the moment, but it's fine. It's still climate controlled. My shed, of course, my shed, I call this a shed, and it is a shed, but it's a fully finished, like, building, small room. It's just like the inside of a room in a house, basically. It has electricity run to it. It has fully finished walls. It has laminate floor. It's like a little outbuilding office thing. So, yeah. I mean, it was kind of wet wall for a while because the water was dripping in it. A dwelling, not an outbuilding. There's no facilities, though. There's no running water. So, it's missing that. Anyway,
must be our lucky day here. I don't know what, Dad.
All right. Does anybody want to talk to me? Nope. Let's commence the rite. It does have power and drywall. That is correct. And wired internet that runs from the house, so I'm not on wireless out here. After making all the necessary preparations amid the dry flats of the Spring of Jomor, you and your companions await the commencement of the rites. Is quieter even than usual at the onset of such events. The lone minstrel appears, bearing some sort of news. I have checked. Accessory dwelling unit. Canth is like giving me the code. The code enforcement stuff. According to your friends, all that's necessary for it to be a dwelling is power, not running water. Technically, it would be considered an accessory dwelling unit. I mean, I guess you could... Because you can go in the house and use the water and bathrooms in there, I guess? This would be a very small building to live in. It's only 12 by 16, but you could, I guess. You work with a lot of real estate appraisers. Ah, I see. I have checked, and it appears as though the Pyre hearts have not yet arrived, reader madam. There is no sign of Sir Deluge or anyone. The sigil is not set, either. Weird. Okay. The Pyre hearts just didn't show? If what he says is true and your adversaries are not present, then you presume the rite cannot commence. The Pyre Hearts didn't even want to show up to get their asses beat by me. Come on! Oh, you make electronic models of appraisals. Cool. However, the stars themselves soon indicate you're mistaken. How are we going to have a rite with only one half of the team? Okay. I'm gonna use one of the Titan stars. I'll do this one.
Archbeast Sungris.
I'll give them a little extra. You got saddles for Oogway and Atuin. Nice. Nice, buds.
Reader, the Commonwealth, your home. Today it is aflame. Much like a stack of books.
Oh.
Aflame because of you. Because of your outlandish plan. Not that you care. Not that you shall live to see this place again. Your attempts at revolution shan't succeed. Though by all means, keep trying.
Do you
As for
hear?
myself, I shall enjoy presiding over these remaining rites.
Do you hear the people sing, singing the song of angry men? I have no clue on the giant turtles. Oh, you have to breed them in deep water. Interesting. The rite is set to commence, but your adversaries, they have failed to show. Is it a forfeit? By the scribes, they must have lost all hope. Indeed. As the rites are drawing to a close, some of the triumvirates whom you have met, perhaps they are beginning to decide the stars are not worth heeding any longer. It is the music of a people who will not be slaves again. When the beating of your heart echoes the beating of the drums, there is a life about to start when tomorrow comes. I mean, I do think about Les Mis a lot when I'm playing this game because we're having a revolution happen and we're trying to, like, get people on our side. Oh, no. That is handy, Muds. You can put a terminal on the back of the thing you're breeding to catch the babies. Sir Deluge, you wonder whether he would give up on the rites like that. He lacks in courage, that much is certain. Though his desire to prove his competence did seem to spur him on. In any case, we have begun the ceremony here, and so I ask that we end it.
Choose now your band of traitors.
Okay.
Bertrude.
What? What, Canth? What? What? What is it? What? What?
Tizo.
What is it?
Shay.
Shiru-sama?
It is done.
Should build propagators on one of the tech quests. Breed in the sky. Sky breeding. Interesting. So do we just put out that little flame over there? I mean, is that it?
Lo, even your adversaries have abandoned you. And it is done.
Oh, that was sad.
The Nightwings prevail.
Yeah, it was that was a forfeit.
Not that their adversaries even care.
They didn't even show up. Solaria, your ship's getting stolen by Muds. Just reporting the facts. 'Twas time we wasted here.
Although our kind, we live for very, very long.
Boundless are the teachings of the scribes.
I was gonna say, nobody got experience for that, because we did nothing.
I eagerly await our next such outing.
I wonder if the accusers would have showed, or if nobody was gonna show up there. Interesting. No one speaks further of the Pyre Hearts back at the Black Wagon. Everyone is instead preoccupied with the rite that is to come. Is it true then? This is going to be our last chance to go home? The stars always shine with truth. The ending of the cycle of the rites is now upon us. He looks over to you. Please look forth, reader madam, and see this for yourself. You may well surmise where we are going next. The others turn to you as well. You turn toward the wagon's door. You know what you shall see out there. Now, however, the time has come to face it. The last rite! The dim and fading light of the final star still pierces through the darkness, demanding your attention, guiding you toward the endpoint of your path. You see plain the golden star of Soliam. Look upon it for the last. That's it. The last. Have one last chance. Look, the other triumvirates are all out. They've all dropped out. Except we know who we shall meet here. It's gonna be Orlek with his badass theme. Let's go. I'm probably gonna let Orlek go free too. He got betrayed and it was real sad and I want him to go home. You are summoned to the fall of Soliam for your 7th and final liberation rite. Thus shall the cycle of the rites be ended for an age. You sense that if the rites ever shall commence again, it shall not be during your lifetime, or that of any of your companions, even the longest-lived ones. The stars reveal to you one thing more. The adversary whom you face shall be Orlek. Already he has crossed Scribe's Gate and awaits your arrival. If the 8 scribes created the Nightwings in their own likeness, perhaps it is only fitting that the Nightwings should in the end be forced to face themselves. It is a shame that we should have to confront Orlek in the end. Our goals should never have been at cross purposes. I am surprised that this is what the scribes desire. For now, it may be best that you recover until dawn. Regain your strength as best you can for the coming trial. Rest well, reader. I am planning to let Orlek go home. I mean, I'll try to do kind of like make it close like I did with the Fates. But I want Orlek to go home. The group disperses as exhaustion sets in. At dawn, you fly to Mount Elodiel to make a final effort to achieve your plan and get somebody home. But who? And I am going to anoint Tizo. Can't talk to you right now. The Greater Titans. The stars shine strange beneath the sea. This one dared rise from the waters so that he could see them plain, the burning essences of those who came before. Our lives are but a quest to join the stars. This one longed to be the brightest, but in the downside, this one met those whose own stars shall doubtless burn at least as hot. Together, we achieved great deeds. You may have seen some evidence of it, the remains of the Greater Titans, which once darkened this dark land. But in our kinship was the strength to conquer them. It is this one's humble charge to chronicle those deeds, and may the Titan stars never stain the sky during your time. But they did, though! There's another page. Oh, because I finally used a Titan star, I unlocked this section. Know you the sacred Mount Elodiel, the highest peak within the lowest land? Then know that it is no mere mountain, but the fractured bonework of the world titan himself, the Archbeast Sungrisel. Sungris? Sungris! This one's bog-dwelling companion, Melithe, is too mild in her account of our ascent. 'Twas not a pleasant mountain hike, but a pitched battle spanning 17 full moons. Finally, the 8 of us, we climbed atop the brow of old Sungris. We merged our strength and struck the mortal blow, such that the Archbeast shattered finally to pieces. 'Tis no mere myth that from the Archbeast's eye the Shimmer Pool emerged, the sole means of freedom from this land. Dun dun dun. Alright, let's go. We're getting so close to the end, I can taste it!
Foolish reader. Your so-called friends. You are accomplice to their hateful plot. They are exploiting you. You shall never have your freedom.
By dawn, you're already up and about after a troubled slumber. The Black Wagon is prepared for its final voyage to the fall of Soliam. No one speaks. As you lift into the skies, the lone minstrel raises his voice, cutting through the somber mood. Reader, a certain olden ballad comes to mind just now. I think it may benefit the circumstance. Perhaps it may help to pass the time along our flight. Would you mind it very much if I were to play this song for the Nightwings? By all means. You urge the lone minstrel to play his ballad so that all among you might hear it. You forgot how to turn on auto trap. You hold down E and go into admin or automation.
The rites shall come to bear, illuminate the signs, the exiles shall be there. All are not the same, but 3 shall be as one. Freedom in the flame. The end has just begun. Strength may break our own, but twisted make a great. Together on their own, the journey shall be made. The journey shall be made.
That was nice. That was a nice song. Now it's all quiet. We're headed toward the fall of Soliam. Everything's looking pretty shabby. Muds, if you hold down E on the options menu, I think there's automation and there's admin, and I don't remember which option it's in, but it's under one of those menus. I think it's admin. I don't know. We'll go here. We went the other way last time. You touch down amid the solemn beauty of Mount Elodiel to make pilgrimage to the summit one last time. There, one last liberation rite shall soon commence. There, one last exile shall regain his or her freedom. What are they fighting? What are they fighting, Muds? Is it piranhas? All others shall remain to carry out their sentences here in the downside for the remainder of their lives. And in the Commonwealth, the plan of which you are a part shall either come to fruition or shall be suppressed. Don't let the turtles die, Muds! Get down there! Take care of it! Alright. Okay. Okay. Nobody wants nothing. I guess we'll seek the Crone Scribe's favor. They seem to be well equipped to handle it. Okay, that's good. After having landed, you join Shay on an expedition to the monument of Molten Melithe for what is likely to be the final time. Glory to the 8 scribes, for you've chosen me to be a witness to the ending of the cycle of the rites. We have followed on your path, and in your path, and now we have arrived upon the site at which the cycle first began. Always we have done our utmost to honor you, and honor the traditions you described within the sacred book, which one day I should like to read myself. Whatever shall transpire in the coming nights, it is your will, and I shall accept it, even as I strive with all my heart for all my friends. Soon she's finished. You return to the wagon in silence, feeling as though Molten Melithe has shown you favor. At dawn, you shall begin your last ascent. For now, your vocations may occupy what little time you have to spare. Mentor! I can probably get Pamitha all the way up. We'll see. You and Pamitha review what observations you have made thus far about the various triumvirates you've confronted on your journey. She has keen insights about some of them. Oh! She's like a hair from the last mastery. Oh, Pamitha. Everything and everybody has its weaknesses. If I've come to learn anything at all in life, it's that. Look at this! There's like a tiny sliver before the 5th level! Come on! Alright, let's go. A messenger imp, bearing news and rumors from the other side, finds you somewhere in the fading glory of Mount Elodiel. This time around, the news pertains to Dalbert of the triumvirate known as the Fate. In the Liberation Rite, he finally earned back his freedom after many failed attempts. However, that freedom he awarded to his son, Almer, so that he could go home instead, much to Almer's disbelief. There seemed no way for the two to go together. Back in the Commonwealth, Almer grew reclusive in spite of his newfound status, and the hospitality afforded him, and in spite of Dalbert's wishes for his well-being. Aww. Dalbert died? And as for Dalbert, once separated from his son, his advanced age at last caught up with him. He shall not conduct another rite. No! That's so sad! I made a sad ending and I didn't mean to! All of this shook the remaining members of the Fate. If ever they regroup, it shall not be soon. You shall not encounter them again. Aww! Afterwards, you find Shay on her own, speaking softly to herself. Watch over him, O scribes. Watch over him, O scribes. Oh, please watch over him. Ha, the news brings you no joy, although you thank the messenger imp for delivering it. Ah, thanks for the 100 bits, Kath. Apparently we should not have let the Fate win. I was trying to do good and let Dalbert go home, and City sent his son home, and then they were both unhappy, and it was so sad. This is the last Liberation Rite we're coming up on, Kath. Yes, and then it's the end. And cling to a hope that the legacy of the Old Heart clan is not yet complete. Here we go. You stand before the Scribe's Gate with your companions. The Gate Guardian is there, as ever. But you sense something different in her. The exiles of the Nightwings. We shall not meet again after the coming rite. Tariq and I... It shall be time we take our rest, I think. Greetings, Celeste. I would tell you that the Nightwings are prepared, though this time I am uncertain anyone amongst us feels thus. We have a duty to uphold, Tariq. And then what, Celeste? And then nothing. Not for the Rites or us. Not till the dawn of a new age. Now, Nightwings, step forward. Please state your names and what is it that you seek whilst crossing Scribe's Gate. One by one, your fellow exiles approach her, now with sureness in their step. We are called Big Bertrude. We seek to fulfill the plan of Sandalwood. But we are fond of him and his beliefs. And then to go about our business. We're gonna have a poll about what game is next, actually, after I finish this. What? To know what to tell me, huh? We'll see. I mean, and this ending is... I think you can get a good ending for this game, but no ending is like 100% good. You know what I mean? There's always consequences and reactions that happen depending on what actions you take. Oh, my name is Shay, and I am here because the scribes, this is the path that they have shown me, and all of us. I like it when they call to me. Tizo believes that his ancestors are watching over the Nightwings and seeks to live up to their legacy. Tamitha here. I came seeking my blood sister Tamitha's forgiveness, since she ended up in here because of me. Maybe something good can come of it, as yet. Finally, you step forth once more. You, a crippled scholar, who vowed to help her friends be free again, and who managed to come this far with this group. The Gate Guardian observes you for a moment, then motions past the archway toward the summit. The 8 scribes bid the Nightwings welcome. Go forth with glory. Except for you, Tariq. You stay right there. I thought you said... The rites are not yet ended, Tariq. What is going on with these two? He looks to her, then over to the rest of you. They're clearly like some kind of higher being that's like linked to the rites, right? How deep do these things need the water to be? Yeah, I have no idea, Muds. I've never even tamed one before, much less bred them. Your guess is as good as mine. Just take them out till it works. Pardon me, everyone. I shall be there when the stars align. The Gate Guardian and the Lone Minstrel remain together as the rest of you depart. Here we go. You've gained the summit of Mount Elodiel for the 7th time. The final time in which any one of you shall have a chance to leave the downside. The Beyonder Crystal seeks you. Sandra? Thank you for visiting on such short notice, reader. I understand you have important matters to attend to. So let me be blunt. Please, listen for a moment then. Did all my talking to Sandra actually make something happen? I know this whole affair is coming to an end, all of it. I sense the binds that formed the rites becoming weak. Which means soon you will not need me anymore. Not that you have needed me at any point, but still, my services will not be of any further use. I would love to tell you that this means I shall be free from my eternal prison. For some of my Beyonders, it shall be a release. My accomplices are bound by weaker words than those which have bound me. They shall fade away, I think, and finally rest. I, however, shall remain. She hesitates for a moment. Thus, I have a proposition for you. I do not know where you shall go from here, but I ask you to take me there, wherever it shall be. By that I mean, take this stone prison of mine, and keep it. Do not just leave it, as all your predecessors have each time their stay among the Nightwings reached an end. Soon, the Beyonder Crystal shall serve no use at all, except to keep me trapped. I am content to remain thus, for I have little choice. But I would prefer to do so in your company. For I do enjoy your company, reader. This may not be much of a compliment, but I assure you that I much prefer your company to an eternity of solitude. I have no wish to see you gain in years and to eventually decay, whilst I remain unchanging. But I should rather have more years whilst having contact. Even if those years are to be brief, they shall afford me many more, in which I might think back upon our times. Nor do I expect you to accommodate my needs, for I am well aware I have my limits in accommodating yours. Is she saying, I know this is a hard ask because I'm a ghost and we can't actually do the deed together? You know, the horizontal mambo? It's okay, Sandra. That is to say, I wish you to go forth after this night and live your life however you see fit, for your own sake. May all this rights business enrich your coming days somehow. Wifey! We acquired Wifey, Bree! We got Wifey! And, in considering that life after this night, if you think there may be place in it for me, however small, then, once again, I simply ask that you take me along. That way, should you ever wish to visit me again sometime, you could. And I would like to have that as an option, more than not. My request here is a selfish one, for there is little I can offer in exchange other than what little my companionship is worth. Perhaps I could lull you to sleep once in a while. Who knows? You could always try to sell the Beyonder crystal for a reasonable sum somewhere, or something to that end. There must be someone out there with an interest in this thing. So then, you've heard my sad little proposition. What do you say? Agree. Yes. You're coming, Sandra. You grasp the Beyonder crystal and tuck it into the folds of your clothes. Sandra senses this and makes a sound, as though surprised. Thank you, Rita. She's at a loss for a moment, then. Let us go, then, from this place. Go and face your last remaining adversaries. May you crush them under heel and achieve the outcome which you seek. I believe you shall prevail. Well, now I'm going to feel bad if I lose, because Sandra believes in me. She disappears into the stone, for now. Keep it! Yes! We achieved Wifey. Wifey achieved! Ron, you got anything?
Hey guys. I guess you probably heard the big news, huh? Yeah, I'm going out of business here, I guess. Just hasn't been the same, you know, with all the stars fading out and stuff. Anyways, just wanted to say you guys are great, and I sure am gonna miss having you guys as customers and all of that. But I got some good news though, all my stuff, it's all on sale now, and I will throw a little extra there just for you, okay? You got bit by what, Kent? So enjoy, and maybe I'll be seeing you guys around, okay?
Great, 5% off when there's no more rights ever. Yeah, but I don't have any money, Ron, so I'm just gonna sell you that and then be on my way. I have a little stardust. Do I have anybody's talisman I can level up? That's maxed. There we go. Okay, we cool. Bye, Ron.
So, be seeing you guys.
Here we go. Oh no, into Zomboid. Oh no, Kent, you got zombied again. So many zombies. Commence the final liberation. You have gained the summit of Mount Elodiel for the 7th time. Very few stars remain above to light your way as you await the commencement of the final liberation rite. The lone minstrel finds you clutching the Book of Rites, seeking there perhaps some bit of wisdom that has eluded you thus far. Rita, we may not have a chance to speak again after this. I may have to go. I wish to say that I am grateful for having made your acquaintance, and I shall remember you with fondness. I wish you well this night and always. Go forth with glory. Then he looks up, and he extends his hand in friendship. You clasp it. Yes! We're friends, Tariq! You see Pamitha has joined you. All of your companions are there with her, in fact. Well, reader darling, what do you say we give those old scribes a real show to remember then, shall we? Reading 1. Thou art both wiser and less irritating than most others of thy kind. We have learned something from thee, and we are grateful. Yeah.
Oh, hi, miss. The others. A sneeze. Sorry. They said they wanted me to join them and come talk to you. So here I am. The scribes are watching us.
Chizo wants you to know he has the utmost faith in you. You look upon your fellow exiles, your companions, with whom you have withstood the downside, and with whom you shall now conduct this final rite. Begging your pardon, but my time has come. We shall see each other soon. You don't seem to be able to enable auto trap on a platform, huh? The newborn auto trap won't turn on? I mean, I guess that kind of makes sense as a feature because you could steal other people's babies out of their base if you had it on a Quetz platform. He departs. After this night, the outcome of Volfred's plan, the plan of which you all have been a part, shall be decided, one way or another. The option doesn't exist. For now, all you can do is strive to prevail against your final adversaries, so that one last companion may go free. You rise to join your fellow exiles as the last remaining stars ignite. The final liberation rite of this age shall now commence. Let us bring about harmony. Yeah, my music!
Time Singer Han.
There we go.
Look, for one last time, upon the fall of Solium, dear reader. Hear me for one last time. For soon, the few remaining stars shall fade away, leaving you stranded there
It's all the scribes.
for your remaining days in that forsaken land where you deserve to be.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. All the 8 scribe statues up there.
The Commonwealth shall be put down. The exiles whom you liberated, all shall fall in line.
I don't think that's true.
But first,
You can put a trap on the ocean floor. Okay, cool.
liberation rite.
You got it.
You face none other than yourselves. Each so unlike the glorious nightwings of yore. 'Tis a shame that one of you shall soon be free.
Shut up,
For you
boys.
deserve each other.
Pyres burn, and each of the triumvirates is present, unprepared. But before the lone minstrel can concur, as per the custom. Not another word. The demon Oralek slowly raises his clawed fingers to his mask. The false nightwings have arrived, at last. Long have I awaited this. My freedom once was stolen from me. Then I was cheated of it here, upon this mountaintop. You may now attempt to take it from me once more. He stands there for a moment, silent. Then, Oralek dons his mask and stands prepared. May this damned rite cease forever for the misery which they caused. All right, Oralek. They have so much health on their pyre right now. Holy shit. Nightwings. We shall not meet again after tonight, for the cycle of the rites is all but ended. Thus, I would have your decision. On whose behalf shall you conduct this final liberation rite? The one whom you anoint? Or else the exile Oralek shall be returned. Godspeed, reader. You know what is at stake better than I. I have utmost faith in you to make the best decision and conduct this rite with glory. Nightwings, the star's remaining light grows dim. Your decision, please. It is time now to choose who, if anyone among you, shall go free this one last time. The rest of you shall remain in the downside till the end of your days. One by one, you meet the gazes of each of your fellow exiles. Bertrude. Shay. Pamitha. Tizo. Your fellow exiles, your companions, your friends. Together you have come this far, but now the downside and the rites conspire to tear your group apart and disrupt your plan. Are you prepared to choose? This one last time? Oh god, we cannot choose? What? What happens if we say no, I'm not choosing anyone? Is there no... there's no... They only auto-saves this game. This game only auto-saves. I have to make a choice. You need an air conditioner, Muds. Choose or no choose. Choose or no choose. I think as long as there's a generator within range, you can put it underwater. I don't know. Oh gosh, it does seem... I mean, I agree with what the flavor text says here. It seems both cruel and unfair to have to make such a decision. Is there no other way? If I don't choose, isn't Oralek gonna choose by default? You're miles away from the base. Oh no. I mean, you could pick up... Can't you pick up the egg and take it back to base? If it's an egg-laying thing, you can just pick the egg up and take it home. Oh, you should make a hatchery. Can't you put a hatchery on the platform? If it's an egg thing, you can build a hatchery, and then you just need refertilizer to power it. I'm distracting myself by talking about breeding things because I don't want to make this choice. We probably can build incubators, actually. You're right, Canth. I don't know. Choose or no choose? I want to Google what happens, but also... No, it's cheating if I Google what happens. I'm going to say yes, for there is no turning back. With but a glance, you reassure your fellow exiles that you know what to do.
One final opportunity for salvation. Too bad for the rest of you.
Roster bio updated, Oralek. I'm gonna anoint Shay. Because of the whole thing with the old hearts. I feel like I need to try to send her to help the boy, so I'll do it.
Shay,
Me? I can finally go home? Not yet. I mean, I know I can't go yet, but if the scribes allow it, maybe soon? This final time? I'll try. I'll try! Your choice is cast. As for your other companions, you sense a clarity of thought and purpose in each of them. They stand ready to support Shay, as well as you.
Who shall stand with her?
Tizo.
Tizo.
Tizo's ready to do whatever it takes to see Shay regain her freedom this night. I might replay this right however it turns out, because I think I can go back in and make the other choice to see what happens. I want to see what happens.
Bertrude.
Thy will is ours, reading one. Let the remaining stars shed their last light upon our ceremony here.
If that is all, then.
Those are to be my adversaries, then. And who is it, I wonder, who asserts her will over that group?
You sense Orlek searching for you, almost reaching out to you.
You, the shadow of the false Nightwings. They are nothing to me. But you who would relinquish your own liberty for sake of them? Strange. It is fitting, then, that I should have to face one such as you.
Then Orlek stands at the ready, signaling for his two allies to do the same.
By light of dawn, the cycle of the rites shall cease. Let us see if we can finish this ordeal before that time.
The sky above begins to shudder. The final liberation rite is about to commence. Tariq?
I am prepared, Celeste.
Then let our song this evening shake the stars themselves.
Aye, Celeste. Let us make sure of it.
Here we go!
I'm disappointed to see you here, Tizo. Opposing me once more.
Tizo is very upset and calls for Orlek to cease speaking to him. Stop distracting my boy Tizo! Orlek seems to stare at the imp for a moment.
It is a shame that you're caught up in the middle of all this, little one. Your mind has been poisoned against me.
Tizo insists that Orlek is wrong and urges him to stop what he's doing.
I'm sorry, Tizo. Now, I shall only say this to you once. Stay out of my way.
Begin. The final chance at liberation for the age.
All right, let's go. Even that odds. Even that odds. Their Pyre has almost double health to mine right now. Just so you know that. Oh no! We got exiled! No good, no good!
The sky rains ash. Soon shall your Pyre's own mingle with them.
Just then, the skies above begin to rain down fire, the final throes of the cycle of the rites, and the ending of the age. He's mad! Excuse you? Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! Too aggressive! Too aggressive!
Shame. Positively brutish. Oof. Didn't see it coming.
Oh no! Oh no! They got us all!
Not quite. Banishment for all. How utterly brazen.
Yay! Let's score some points!
Glorious.
Ah!
Now go.
Oh no!
Oh dear.
Oh no! Yay, Shay! Oh no! We're fighting it out, which is what I wanted, really. Yes! Woo, woo. I'm focused. I'm focused. Sorry, Kath. I shouldn't have banished myself there. That was dumb. Get in, Tizo!
Bye, Shay.
That was so insanely sassy.
Oh. Yes.
Ah, damn it.
The orb slips from your clutches.
Yes!
Douse their pyre.
We're getting there, we're getting there! Humph. So the false Nightwings bare their fangs at last. That cannot be your finest effort. You think you deserve your freedom more than I? And fight for it, damn you. I am fighting for it!
Changed that Warlick. Grown old and bitter know these many years. Simply abhorrent. A devious maneuver.
We're about even, though. All of you shall rot here. Shall rot as I have all these many years. You false Nightwings who would deny me once again my rightful liberty. You who deny that liberty to all of the triumvirates you face and vanquish under the guise of the traditions of those blasted scribes. Come, let us continue with this glorious affair. This rite's making me tense, I gotta say. Oh, I shouldn't have tried to get him. Ah,
Flames grow weak.
it's okay.
Perhaps you are unworthy.
Quite an exchange.
Oh,
Burning flame to ash.
they got me. Ho! We did it! Oh, we're close! Oh, we're really close! Oh, we're really close! Orlek stands, breathing heavily. We're both at like 1 goal apiece. And they started, I want to point out, they started with more than double the health on their pyre that I have. So I'm actually doing really well. Orlek stands, breathing heavily. He looks back on the thin lick of flame that is his smoldering pyre, before turning his attention back to your triumvirate. I want to let Orlek go home, though, is the thing.
Alas for shame.
I'm just gonna play defense.
The orb has left your clutches. Well cast.
Ah,
Beneath
they got me!
And there it is at last.
Alright, let's see what happens.
The true Nightwings proved their worth.
Why were they doing half damage? I didn't have anything activated to make them do half damage. Oh, because I had Bertrude up, that's right. Alright, let's see what happens.
Thus ends the liberation rite. And thus, the scribes have chosen.
This must be what the scribes desire. So then, it is what I also want, I think. Orlek appears, his head bowed. For someone who has triumphed, you sense no pride in him. You posed a reasonable threat. Now, farewell. You look upon Orlek for what you expect shall be the last time. Any moment now, the Shimmer Pool shall engulf him. Any moment now, he shall regain his freedom and return unto a commonwealth he has not seen in half a lifetime. That puzzle was death incarnate. Sorry! Any moment now, the cycle of the rites shall end until at least the dawn of a new age. Any moment now. Why is what?
And thus, the scribes have chosen. And thus, the scribes have chosen. And thus, the scribes have chosen.
Oh, something's going wrong!
No. Nightwings. Reader,
Oh, what's happening?
what have you done?
I didn't do anything! Nothing happens. Soon, Orlek tenses up. Each prior time, upon the fall of Soliam, the Shimmer Pool is opened following the liberation rite and taken in whichever exile prevailed. But now, all is still, and the light of the stars above has all but died. You sense a growing fear that it is already too late, that the Shimmer Pool shall not reveal itself again. Orlek laughs to himself. The 8 scribes save their greatest treachery for last. Then, something else catches his notice. Wait. A sudden rush of starlight cascades through the stillness of the summit. The Shimmer Pool has appeared again. Different, somehow. But open. Orlek looks upon it, but it does not engulf him. Or at least not yet. Seems I was mistaken then. The 8 scribes. This is not their greatest treachery. It's their greatest jest. The Shimmer Pool is flung wide open. Seems that all are worthy now of freedom. Wait, we can all go? Surely not. Just then, Shay approaches. By the scribes? So you mean then we can all go home? Shay moves closer to the shimmer pool, but... Halt, Shay. It is a warning. Shay recognizes it as such, and heeds it. The shimmer pool has lost most of its strength. You step inside, and you shall surely perish in the current. Of that, I can assure you. Orlek shakes his head. Then I'm cheated once again. No. The shimmer pool is revealed, and one of you may still return as planned. But Orlek, as the victor of this liberation rite that ends an age, the choice of who is to return is no longer decided, but is yours. Darkwing, hello! We're ending the game tonight! This is the last thing! Also, I hope you're having a good week. Having to choose from those anointed, ere the last light of the stars is extinguished and the rites draw to an end. This is the final trial of the scribes. You been lurking? Nice. The final trial of the scribes. All that remains then is for me to choose myself. Is that what you're saying? If that is to be your choice, then yes. Why would... How is this even a choice? What reason would I have to... Orlek, make your decision quickly, lest it shall be forfeit. I do not know for how much longer the light of the stars shall offer you this gift. Why do I hesitate? To have come this far. To have regained what ought to have already been mine, and all those years ago. Why now would I hesitate to claim my right? The impossible choice, we'll see. The final trial of the scribes. Orlek is lost in thought. I will reach out to him. I'm not going to manipulate him. Nope. Just going to reach out to him. As Orlek struggles with the implications of the choice he has to make, you reach out to him, maintaining calm. Soon he becomes aware. You, shadow of the fullest nightwings, I sense you lurking at the edges of my thoughts. Begone, you venture to a place more desolate than the one to which you've been exiled. But you remain with him. Soon, your thoughts are known to him as well. You. All this time, you stood by them, clinging all the while to your faith that you yourself could still be free someday. How foolish. And Volfred, the remorse which he expressed to me then, it was genuine. This plan of yours. Back when we stood together in the rites, it was our plan. Then Orlek seems to pull back from you and returns to his senses. My choice is made. Then please declare it. He turns to you. You there. Shadow of the false nightwings. Are we gonna get to go? I would have you be gone from here. Back to the Commonwealth. Go. Return and realize that plan. The Gate Guardian studies him, betraying no emotion. The freedom I have sought. My desire for it is unlikely to be sated in the Commonwealth, which cast all of us here. The Gate Guardian turns to you as well. Reader of the Nightwings, quickly please, do you accept the burden and the outcome of this choice? You look toward Shay, who regards you with such warmth that no further exchange is needed. Your choice, reader. Kant says, don't do it! I have 3 choices. Insist that Orlek go free. Ask for Shay to be freed. Or accept. I'm gonna send Orlek. He had an epiphany. We talked it out. He's already been cheated before. I'm sending Orlek. I have my pocket wife and my crystal. I'll be fine. Muds, you strongly disagree with this choice. Muds, what do you think we should do? Hurry up. Think of the plan. Orlek's gonna help us with the plan, okay? He came back around. We had a heart-to-heart. It's gonna be... I'm sending him. That was my plan from the beginning. You cannot accept something like this, or rather cannot face the thought of taking someone's freedom for yourself. The truly free would never abide such an exchange. The freedom to be gained here belongs to Orlek. He prevailed in the final liberation rite. Orlek says nothing for a time. Then, I see. Then very well. I understand your point of view. Thus, I choose my freedom. You sense his mind is set. In the same instant, it feels to you as though he is set free. Then, it is done. Orlek stands very still, although his features seem to soften just a little. And then, he's gone. Bye! You had the coolest music. That's why I sent you home. Orlek regained his freedom. Accept this, for it is done. I made my choices in this game. I made my choices.
Scribes. No stars remain aloft.
It's over.
The cycle of the rites.
It's finished.
It is finished. The Commonwealth. What shall become of it?
We're gonna find out, I hope.
What shall become of us? Nightwings. The opportunity to gain your freedom from the downside. Was it not enough?
That's it. That's the end of the game. We'll never know what happened now. That's it. I made my choices. Oh, wait. Dun da 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 dun dun da 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 da. That night, the exile Orlek returned to the Commonwealth. He was to be the last. The stars had faded, and the cycle of the rites had run its course. He found the Commonwealth in a state of unrest. Spurred by the efforts of 5 liberated exiles, Volfred Sandalwood's revolutionary plan had incited the masses. These exiles and the starless sky portended the return of the scribes. The rulers of the Commonwealth pushed back. Fighting broke out in the streets, in spite of Sandalwood's intentions. It was then that the winged high-wing remnants chose to strike. See, I think if I sent Pam at the back, we wouldn't have had that happen. But I think something else probably would have happened. Allegations that the high-wing remnants were in league with Sandalwood were never proven. However, there was no denying the result of the two-pronged attack. After enduring for almost a millennium, the Commonwealth had fallen. Well, our revolution is beyond the barricade, I think. The new Saurian Union declared its sovereignty in the next year. Among the changes its elected leaders ushered in, they vowed never to cast their people into exile. And they abolished the old Commonwealth decree forbidding literacy. People can read now. Today, we still remember all of this. And we remember the exiles of the downside, whose deeds led to the dawning of our age, whether they returned or not. It probably will get nipped in the bud by Javert. Oh, we can find out some little things. With the rights drawn to a close, the slug market's revenues fell precipitously, and Falcon Ron was forced to liquidate his assets and close up shop. Yet, as is sometimes the case with those of an entrepreneurial leaning, this time of hardship led to an epiphany, or at least a sudden change of fortune. One day, Falcon Ron had a run-in with a messenger imp, bearing news from the other side. Ron gave to it one of his remaining trinkets, which could not be sold. The following week, the messenger imp returned to him bearing a tidy sum of wealth and newly minted coinage from the Saurian Union. Falcon Ron cut a long-term deal with the messenger imp, then and there. Though his trade remained a gray area from a legal standpoint in the Saurian Union, the newfound fame of the downside caused Falcon Ron's goods to explode in popularity. Jafar's everywhere. He later signed an elaborate agreement with Big Bertrude's and found a distribution partner on the other side through Rookie Greentail, whose own business had expanded. Especially in the Saurian Union, Falcon Ron's goods are still known for their superior quality, though he assumes no liability for any side effects. Alright. When Volfred Sandalwood regained his freedom, he knew that his work had only just begun. The nation that had exiled him to life in the downside now prepared to honor him. But he was not interested in such ceremony, nor in freedom on the Commonwealth's own terms. He soon rejoined his agents, with whom he had been coordinating for years, slowly, carefully preparing for a night that would soon come. For Sandalwood and his loyalists and sympathizers, true freedom was at stake. Not just theirs, but that of everyone living under the Commonwealth. He hoped to gather liberated exiles representing each of the 8 largest ethnic groups composing the population of the Commonwealth. They would stand together as a vision of the 8 scribes returned, inspiring the masses to embrace an older set of values from before the Commonwealth had tightened its grip. With the rites having ended sooner than expected, this optimal scenario became impossible. But Sandalwood did not relent and prepared to execute his plan, imperfect though it was. On the night of the scribes' return, he strode into the streets along with those who stood with him, and they all raised their voices high. It was imperative that Sandalwood that the stand against the Commonwealth be peaceful in its nature. Increasingly, the likelihood of that grew more remote. You can't have a totally peaceful revolution. He had suffered a grievous injury attempting to protect one of his supporters when the Highwing remnants struck. Amid the chaos, he was pulled from the fray. The following afternoon, when he finally came to, he saw how much had changed. The plan's goal had been achieved. There was speculation that the well-timed assault by the Highwing remnants may not have happened by coincidence, though Sandalwood denied any involvement. He always maintained that a peaceful outcome was his goal. Sandalwood's work was far from over still. He labored ceaselessly with representatives from across the population to restore a sense of stability. This transitional period had its troubles, though none that were not quickly solved. Such was the will and spirit of the people. They understood their freedom carried new responsibility. After the Saurian Union was born the next year, Sandalwood was elected as the nation's first prime minister. It was not his intent to run for this office, but the people chose him anyway. He led our fledgling nation through its nascent years. He evidently made amends with his old one-time friend Oralek. See? I knew that was good. With whom he clashed during their days as exiles. Oralek was instated as the nation's chief physician and became a close confidant. As Volfred Sandalwood gained more fame throughout the land for all of his sacrifices and his contributions, he remained ever steadfast about 2 things. The first was that the cause itself ought to remain in focus. The freedom that the people had achieved, it was a gift to be cherished, a set of values that needed to be nurtured. The second point he made was that he himself had little to do with the outcome. He would often praise the exiles of the Nightwings who had stood with him, each in turn by name. He never forgot any of them. One day, on his birthday, the people of the Saurian Union presented to him a monument depicting him and the Nightwings as imagined in their prime. It has since ensured that those of us with memories more fallible than that of Sandalwood likewise remember the achievements of his fellow former exiles and our cause. This is so much reading. We're going to read everything. I'm going to save Tariq and Celeste for last, though. We got to read about Oralek next. Plus, now we get to listen to Oralek's music. In the aftermath of the final liberation rite, Oralek at last returned to his nation, one he had not seen in nearly 2 decades. He scarce recognized it. After all, it was in the midst of transformation, a social and cultural upheaval sparked by Volfred Sandalwood's plan. Muds, go grab some food. I'm just going to be reading for like 20 minutes, apparently. God, this stream's going long. I thought it's going to be a short stream. I'll do a poll on Discord for the next game. We won't do an on-stream poll. When Oralek witnessed the people of the Commonwealth gathered in solidarity under the black sky there on the night of the scribe's return, he looked on in silence for a time. Then the Highwing remnants descended, and a panic quickly spread among those gathered. A pitched battle erupted in the streets. It was chaos. Oralek observed all this, then took a step toward the fray. He knelt beside the closest injured man to him. He staunched the man's bleeding and set an injured leg, then pulled him to a safer corner of the street. Alright, I'll take a drink. Oralek's old abilities as a physician had not left him during all his years. Thus did he aid as many as he could throughout that night, until the danger had passed. History would know him as the Demon Doctor, a term of endearment that stuck even after his horns started to recede. Oh, apparently you lose your horns after a while. Not exile. He lent his skill and service throughout the birth of the Saurian Union. The one he had called the Shadow of the False Nightwings was someone who he thought of often. He knew he owed his freedom to her. Yeah, you do. In light of having witnessed the aftermath of Sandalwood's plan, Oralek sought out his former companion. While they kept private the details of the conversation that took place, it must have been enough to rebuild the bonds of friendship between the two of them. Yeah, he was no longer horny. They were often seen together after that. Alone with his thoughts, Oralek would sometimes visit the memorial to the fallen leaders of the Commonwealth. Though other than such appearances, and notwithstanding his duties as master physician of the state, Oralek led a very private life. Few would have guessed that he once was one of the most accomplished rites conductors in the history of the Nightwings. History, of course, shall ensure we shall not forget. Alright, let's learn about people we don't care as much about now. This side is all the people that we don't like. Let's start with Manly! When Manly Tenderstaff realized the rites had ended and that he no longer could return to the Commonwealth through this ancient means, he was outraged. He cursed the scribe, spewing forth such a slew of blasphemy as to be very unbecoming of one of his high status and bearing. When at last he calmed himself, he focused all his energies on attempting to find another means of homecoming. He maintained regular contact with his wealthy family on the other side via messenger imp, and used their vast resources to explore other means of escape. Mud says he hates what Cat said about the horse. He tried using an elaborate pulley system. He attempted to retrofit a flying black wagon with superior propulsion. He tried an imp raft, a hot air balloon, even prayer. Nothing worked. There was only one way to escape the downside, and now it was gone. Tinderstaff bankrupted his family in these vain attempts. At last, such was his shame that he retreated to the teeming woods of Black Basin to Cinder Root. There he yet wallows, complaining to his comrades of the Chastity who still put up with him, either about his own misfortune or the latest news from the other side. Titan Boa Scam! Look out, Muds is on the Ark server. I don't know if he's still on the Ark server or not. Alright. You were pretty cool, Iggs. Once it became clear to Ignarius that the rites were drawing to a close, he knew that it was time for him and the Tempers to call it quits. But first, he and the Tempers decided to celebrate, and that they did for many, many nights. The revelry did eventually subside. The exiles parted amicably and went on their separate ways. He roamed the downside then, searching for some meaning in his life, sometimes taking odd jobs requiring his brute strength. He never remained alone for very long, and took on many lovers in his time. However, he sometimes thought about the one he had called Curly Horns, and what became of her. Aw, crush on Jody! Though his glory days as the most powerful conductor of the rites had long since passed, he always enjoyed the fearsome reputation he had cultivated at that time. Tamitha! Throughout her exile, Tamitha Thane was motivated by a single goal, to return to the Commonwealth and exact vengeance on her ancient enemies. We'll get to Tall Muscle Girl, Muds. When she realized the rites had ended and that she would never see her mountain home again, she nonetheless remained determined to aid her people, however possible. She had gathered certain information pertaining to the intentions of the Nightwings, who had formed a pact to regroup on the other side after their liberation. Other such reports exposed certain weaknesses in the Commonwealth defenses and revealed to the Highwing remnants the opportunity for a risky but potentially impactful strike. So even though we did not send her home, she still orchestrated a behind-the-scenes attack. Though Tamitha could not participate in the assault, she nonetheless contributed to its success. She later learned her sisters of the Highwing remnants called out her name as a battle cry as they swooped down upon their enemies. Soon after the fall of the Commonwealth, Tamitha encountered her blood sister, Pamitha, come to pay her a visit. Pamitha had hoped their people's victory on the other side would be cause for reconciliation. Tamitha was skeptical of her intentions, however, and lashed out at her. Pamitha made no attempt to elude the attack and was struck full on. This cost Pamitha the use of her right wing. Yet, after she recovered, she shrugged the incident aside and said maybe they would call it even now. From that point on, the Blood Sisters kept a formal distance, but were cordial with each other. Knowing that the conflict on the other side had ended, Tamitha retreated to the crags of Black Basin and grew ever more distant. Those closest to her surmised that her inability to reconcile with her blood sister was at the heart of this, though for her part, Tamitha never once admitted to any such weakness. Yeah, you're a dick. My dog boys! Barker Ashpaws never had much interest in returning to the Commonwealth, for he always found its bylaws to be stifling. So when the rites ended, he did not care at first. He soon grew very bored. The rites had given his life a certain sense of structure he had always needed. He missed the raw anticipation of it all. Did he invent basketball? Yep. He did! Barker invented basketball. He was like, you know what? I miss the rites. They were fun. Let's invent basketball. He decided to continue conducting the rites for the thrill of it. He bent some of the rules and replaced some of the objects, but it was close enough. His packmates, the Dissidents, proved more than happy to participate, and thus they ran against each other back in Jomor Valley. Gradually, other exiles familiar with the rites, as well as those who had not heard of it at all, started to take an interest. They ended up giving Barker Ashpaws some healthy competition. His old feud with Rookie Greentail ceased meaning anything to him, and he forgot all about it amid his new pursuits. Ultimately, even Barker Ashpaws, who had led such a directionless existence to that point, found something of a calling through the rites. Whether he took the rites less seriously than any other exile of his time, or more, was oft debated by those who watched him work. Alright, you. All his life, Sir Deluge had fled from one danger only to find himself facing another. This is the triumvirate that chickened out against us on the last match. He had escaped the war-torn waters of the Sea Dominion. He had escaped the blood border of the Commonwealth. And now, he had escaped the rites. After the rites had ended, many exiles wrapped up in the ancient test were crestfallen as their last chances to return to their homes vanished, along with the stars above. But Deluge did not mind, for this outcome meant that, at last, there was no burden of responsibility weighing down on him. While most of his fellow exiles of the Pyre Hearts yet longed for the waters of the Sea Dominion, driven as ever by their impulses toward conflict, Deluge settled down. With him remained one of his companions, one Lady Seagrass, who had taken a liking to him for some reason. Reportedly, they disappeared into the waters of Worm Gulf, which may begin to explain the significant increase in worm population observed in the vicinity. Mike Wazowski. Creeper. After the cycle of the rites had ended, Witchwood Milte returned to the Flagging Hands region, where she sealed herself within the Pit of Melithe. There, even her fellow exiles of the Withdrawn allegedly grew unnerved after a time and left her to her vile work. Sometime later, the Pit of Melithe erupted into flame. So intense was the conflagration that it could be seen all the way from Jomor Valley. Arson was suspected, though the cause was never verified, and many bog dwellers in the region were forced to flee. A tempest blowing from the north finally quenched the flames. When at last the ashes settled and the grounds had cooled, the site of the fire was scarred beyond recognition. No trace of Witchwood Milte could be found. As for the contents of the Pit of Melithe, which notably included a profane object thought to be the remains of Yislak, all of it was gone as well. Back in the Saurian Union, Admilte's repeated threats of the return of Yislak were thoroughly investigated, and no evidence was found to any of her claims. Good, go away. You died. After his liberation, Ulmer Oldheart was separated from his father, Dalbert, who had cast his son into the Shimmer Pool in his own place. The elderly Dalbert Oldheart, having achieved his goal of earning back his son's freedom, retired from the rites. By the time the cycle of the rites had reached its end, Dalbert's time had come as well. Ulmer did not learn of this until much later. Surely Dalbert would have wanted it that way. Would that he could have seen his son during this vital time. On the night of the scribe's return, Ulmer became inspired by what he saw happening all around him. Oh good, it reminded him of his father's words and beliefs. Soon Ulmer joined the fight, protecting others bodily as the situation escalated. By dawn's first light, it was over. Ulmer was exhausted, but the cause had prevailed. Good job, Ulmer! From that point forward, he worked tirelessly to continue his father's work as a historian and curator of Kur culture. Thanks for the sneezes. He ended up providing invaluable perspective during the formation of the Saurian Union, as someone strongly connected both to Kurs and to his own kind. He found that the Old Heart lineage carried a great deal of respect, and was able to bridge many cultural issues between his people as they transitioned into modern times. Not a day went by that Ulmer Oldheart did not think about his father and give thanks to him, and speak to him at morning and at night. Would that the stars yet shone, for surely Dalberts would be there among them, smiling down at his son and watching over him and his kin. That was good. What about you, jerk? After the final liberation rite, Lindell refused to believe that the rites had truly ended. He would sit through night after consecutive night, staring into the blackness of the sky, awaiting any kind of sign that he might gain another chance at freedom. No such sign ever came. His fellow accusers started to express concern for him. Survival had become their top priority once liberty had slipped from their grasp. But Lindell dismissed them as weak fools. He insisted rather forcefully that any evening now the stars would shine for him again and mark the way towards his inevitable freedom. He was, of course, mistaken. The others in his triumvirate were left with little choice but to abandon him. After that, the exile known as Lindell the Liar was never seen again. However, there have since been sightings of a bedraggled demon who wanders the downside and bears Lindell's cruel countenance, suggesting he yet lives. Alright, let's go to our team over here. After the rites ended, Pamitha Thane parted ways with the other Nightwings, stating that she needed time alone. She reappeared sometime after the fall of the Commonwealth, although she expressed mild surprise at the news. She claimed to have no knowledge of what went on, including what role the Highwing remnants had in the events that reshaped the world on the other side. For her part, Pamitha feigned little interest, making the point that they were stuck, and what happened elsewhere had little to do with them now. Someone with whom she kept in contact was the bog dweller called Big Bertrude. They would discuss all sorts of matters long into the night, and sometimes hunt together too. One day, while traveling to Black Basin, Pamitha ran into her blood sister Tamitha for the first time since the conclusion of the rites. Their reunion was not as amicable as Pamitha might have hoped, and Tamitha, still resentful of their history together, turned violent. Pamitha would later brush aside the incident, though always had an injury to show for it. Yet from that point on, the blood sisters were back on speaking terms, at least for the most part. Having long since felt as though she had no home to call her own, Pamitha continued traveling about the downside. As the tempest swept across the land, changing its features, she found in it a sublime beauty, and in the starless nights, she still could see just fine. She said such travels tended to remind her of when she was younger and could fly unfettered. Big Bertrude! I'm almost done. This is so much reading at the end of this game. Several exiles of the night, but I do want to know what happened to everyone. Like, I formed a connection here. Several exiles of the Nightwings cared more for the plan of Sandalwood than to return home from the downside. The crone called Big Bertrude was a prime example. She had found a suitable environment to live within the dismal region known as Flagging Hands. There she had built up a thriving place of business known to many exiles in the land. With the rites having ended, she returned to her preoccupations, working away, almost as though nothing had happened. When one gets to be more than 400 years of age, perhaps then even monumental events such as the culmination of the rites or the collapse of the Commonwealth are seen as trifling matters. Much of her effort was doubtless due to the influence of Sandalwood, someone whom she had admired now for decades. Though they were very far apart now, she sought out news as to his whereabouts and found his actions in the Saurian Union a rare source of inspiration. She maintained an unlikely kinship with the harp, Pamitha Thane, whom she had known during their time together on the Nightwings. They each had different strategies for dealing with life's day-to-day annoyances, a subject that they both found vital, if not fascinating to no end. By and large, Bertrude kept focused on her work. Whether casting small enchantments or imbuing talismans, the work brought her a sense of purpose, she would say. In the Commonwealth, such services were strictly forbidden, but in the downside, there was a real need for simple luxuries, which the competing slug market could not always provide. Thus did Big Bertrude continue to live up to her name, and the tales of her days with the Nightwings made her that much more the living legend. Alright. I had to blow my nose. Hold on. I'm going to do the group that stayed, and then I'll do the people that I sent home. So, Shay. Long after the rites had ended, Shay admitted that she knew well before the fact that she would not be going home again. At least, she had a very strong feeling. She ended up not minding very much, because she had little to return to in the Commonwealth. Her sense of home had changed. She took to wandering from one celestial landmark to the next, ever paying homage to the 8 scribes, who she believed had influenced all that transpired. She was no stranger to traveling alone, but was always happy to have company. Among her friends, she always remained close with Tizo, who more so than anyone could always make her laugh. That's why I didn't want to send Tizo or her by themselves. Though they could not see each other any longer, Shay often thought about Jodariel and spoke to her as though she were there. Shay tried never to make a decision without first consulting her idea of what Miss Jodariel might say. Whenever she felt genuine doubt, which was not very often, she sought out the reader of the Nightwings. If there was anyone who she trusted as much as the scribes, it was her. Shay always was devoted to her faith, but more so to her friends. I gotta keep taking a drink. Her gentle manner and unwavering conviction often helped them brave life in the downside, both with courage and with grace. Tizo. Once the rites ended, the Imp Tizo had a job to do, quite unlike most exiles trapped forever in the downside. The lone minstrel asked that he watch over the Black Wagon, which the Nightwings had used extensively for travel and for shelter all throughout their quest. Tizo obliged, for he knew that wagon, as well as its drive imp inhabitants, perhaps better than anyone. What became of the wagon exactly was never verified, as evidence of Tizo's thorough work. After that, he liked to while away his days with any of his friends, or else with fellow imps. He would visit his friend Shay at every opportunity. She was among the few who could consistently interpret what he meant, and they were always close since first they met. Wolfred Sandalwood would sometimes send him little gifts, all the way from the downside. Despite the insurmountable distance between them, their friendship proved more than resilient. He often chirped about the reader of the Nightwings, with whom he built quite a rapport. The reader understood him perhaps better than anyone. Indeed, Tizo would often express wistful gratitude for all his time with the Nightwings, and their many adventures throughout the land that was always his home. Other than that, Tizo would sometimes help interpret for messenger imps relaying news to and from the Saurian Union. Despite having gained significant celebrity abroad, he never let it go to his head. And he would go fishing in the Sea of Solace at every single chance he got. My boy! Alright, now we're going to work our way down here, talk to Sandra, and then do our final 2 up here. After her liberation, Jodariel soon became an icon of the movement that led to the collapse of the Commonwealth and the rise of the Saurian Union. Her military prowess and experience led to key victories and clashes against Commonwealth loyalists. Each time she was able to subdue the opposition, avoiding lethal force. In the uncertain times that followed, Jodariel's seasoned expertise often came into play, both in matters of security and of state. For instance, she conscripted and trained a team of volunteers in public safety. The community did not know what to make of such a cordial bunch at first, but soon came to value their service. They have stood for the people ever since, and we celebrate their founding day each year. She remained close with Hedwyn all through this experience, and they supported each other through their struggles many, many times. She often had to stop herself from fearing for Shay, whom she had tried to look after as much as possible in the downside. Soon she would reassure herself that Shay was very capable of surviving on her own, and in fact she was not mistaken. She continued training on her own, a regimen that grew stricter with each passing year. There were those who sought to train with her, and she sometimes obliged. There remained one other constant in her life. She would always remember her days among the Nightwings, and with fondness, for the most part. Rookie! After Rookie Greentail earned back his freedom, he returned to a lavish welcome ceremony in the Commonwealth, as with a tendency for liberated exiles. It was everything he could have hoped for, and soon he was well off, surrounded by luxury and choosing between various exciting opportunities. However, he must have given in to his better judgment, as he did end up siding with Volfred Sandalwood's revolutionary forces. I'm getting to Hedwyn! I haven't done Hedwyn yet! As he promised. We still got Rookie, Gilman, Hedwyn, Sandra, and then Tariq and Celeste. Yeah. Celeste? Yeah. Yeah, he's buried in the corner right now. He did end up siding with Volfred Sandalwood's revolutionary forces, as he promised. On the night of the scribe's return, Greentail kept busy barking orders to Volfred's agents as the situation grew tenser. He took rather well to leadership. When dawn finally came and it became clear that the Commonwealth that everybody knew would be no more, he realized many new opportunities awaited. He began quite a lucrative career for himself, manufacturing and selling replica merchandise inspired by the downside. His main struggle was to meet demand. An aspect of his conscience cautioned him against making light of such a thing, but the money was too good, and soon his family was as well off as he always said. He also kept in close touch with Gilman, ever the perfect practice partner. They would train together often, taking care to stay in tip-top shape as much as possible throughout the years. He sold out a little bit, but he did help with the revolution. Greentail always did his best to keep in touch with all his many friends, and knew that he owed his fortunes to them. He made a special point of staying close with the group of friends he came to know so well during his time with the Nightwings, wherever they were. They shared a special understanding that put even Greentail at a loss for words, sometimes. Gilman! When the worm Gilman returned to the Commonwealth, he believed that he had regained something even more important than his freedom. His honor! Gilman relinquished his knighthood and declined any opportunity to serve as captain on the Blood Border. He was not interested in fighting any longer. Yet, as is sometimes the case with those such as he, a circumstance soon came about in which there came a need for him to once again make use of his military training. He fought that night of the scribe's return. He fought with all his might. He faced other worm knights. He cared only for the cause. When the matter was at last put to rest, then Gilman truly knew his time as a knight had ended. He declared to all those in earshot that he would never fight again. Unless, of course, there arose some other extraordinary set of circumstance, again requiring him to fight, but he certainly hoped not. He still trained regularly, just in case. Always good to leave yourself a loophole in promises like that. He still trained regularly, just in case, especially with his fleet-footed friend, Rookie Greentail. He was always grateful for having studied under the Reader of the Nightwings, without whom he would never have completed his penance. Because of this, and perhaps because they were on opposite sides of the world now, Gilman dedicated his life to her. Aw, thanks, Gilman! By that point, he had long forgotten about his days under the leadership of Sir Deluge, his former commander. Breaking free of his abusive leadership was his first step toward gaining a bit of self-respect. Gilman never did return to his homeland of the Sea Dominion, and was content to lead a monastic life on a small residence in the hills. It was just high up enough to make him keep striving to conquer his fear of heights. Other than that, an intense daily training regimen and the occasional visit from an old companion was more than enough to keep him optimistic and engaged. He knew by then that honor was not something to be won, but a contract with oneself to be renewed each day. Hedwyn. I haven't seen you in so long, my guy. After his liberation, Hedwyn was instrumental to the events leading to the fall of the Commonwealth, and was vital to the outcome of the plan. Of course he was! That's why I freed him first! He was the one who led the raid on the stronghold, where Archjustice Androboles IX, that's the voice, was holed up when the fighting grew fierce. With him, then and thereafter, was one of the winged harps of the High-Wing remnants, later identified as Fikani Shang. Ah, he got back together with his high... See, he's good for unity because he has a harp girlfriend. Their bond was vital to the peace that followed. In all his days as a leader in the Saurian Union, Hedwyn often confided in his friend, Jodariel. Despite her intense manner, there was no one whom he trusted more in times when circumspection was required. Hedwyn would often think back about the vow he made at the beginning of his quest for freedom. Although he cherished all the friendships he made, he had pledged to Jodariel, Rookie Greentail, and the Reader of the Nightwings that they might all be free again together. I know, I could have helped I could have had Hedwyn keep his promise if I went free, but I didn't. He had broken that vow, for in the end, not all of them were able to return. A terrible guilt over this darkened his mood for a time. However, the others whom he still knew lifted his spirits, much like he had often lifted theirs. All of the Nightwings knew the stakes. While the others who stood with the Nightwings were not all able to remain in contact thus, Hedwyn thought of each of them often, and so in turn did they oft think of him. Sandra. After the cycle of the rites ceased turning, records of what happened to the Black Wagon of the Nightwings became inconclusive and contradictory. Some accounts suggest that the exiles of the Nightwings who remained in the downside continued to make use of the Black Wagon as their place of shelter and their means of travel. However, there's no record of what happened to the wagon's contents, such as the Book of Rites or the Beyonder Crystal, said to be haunted by the apparition Sandra the Unseeing. One possibility is that, when the lone minstrel took his leave, he took the Beyonder Crystal with him, for he was thus obliged. By this line of reasoning, however, the Black Wagon itself should have been taken also. Others remain skeptical that the Beyonder Crystal ever existed, or rather, that the visions that it granted were anything other than the result of an active imagination, or a fever dream. The Bog Dwellers of the Southern Bog offer still another explanation, for they are familiar with binding enchantments. If there existed such an object, in which the Sisters of the Arch had been expelled for more than 800 years, then the enchantment could have expired along with the light of the stars. What this would have meant for Sandra and the Beyonders is difficult to say for certain, other than it may have meant that they were finally released. Nevertheless, the fates of Sandra and the Beyonder Crystal remain unknown. Yet those exiles of the Nightwings who claimed to have seen this apparition all spoke of her with degrees of reverence, or perhaps a little fear. Can you believe this, reader? Honestly, Sandra! She's gonna come tell us what really happened. Sandra has appeared before you. As well you can see. They are so far off the mark with all this nonsense. I want to laugh. In fact, here goes. She laughs. She is referring to the account of her. You sense she does not care for it. Well, let them gossip all they like. I merely wish that they would mention you, at least, in passing, when next they are at it. Though, they shall never know even the half of it, shall they? Sandra seems irritated by the incomplete account of what happened to her. I'm going to keep silent and see if she keeps talking. You let Sandra have her moment. Soon the flash of anger passes and she is back to her usual self. It is no matter, I suppose. Though they ought to have mentioned you, at least. And there's nothing you can say that shall convince me otherwise. Anyway, let us keep going, lovely reader. We know the truth of it. That is what matters. She fades into the Beyonder Crystal for now, and you tuck it away, safe. I've still got Sandra in my pocket, pocket wife. After the cycle of the rites ceased turning, the lone minstrel bade the remaining Nightwings take the Black Wagon and seek their fortunes elsewhere in the downside. Their parting was heartfelt, but brief. He remained there at the summit of Mount Elodiel with Celeste, where the two of them would chronicle the final outcome of the cycle. Neither Tariq nor Celeste were ever seen again. We know all this now through song attributed to them. Some claim these songs originated in the taverns of the Saurian Union and merely were imbued with the weight of folklore. However, exiles liberated from the downside corroborated each other's claims at having met this duo that presided over the liberation rites. Another folktale suggests these minstrels were heralds of the scribes. Having fulfilled their obligations, they departed the world we know and rejoined their patrons. One of their famous songs describes another, simpler outcome: that the two gave up their duties to the rites in favor of a life that they could share together. In any case, they're likely to remain the subject of such verses and such songs, for it was they who watched over the rites and ushered in our times. That's it! There's one more account which warrants mention. The Nightwings conducted the rites under the guidance of a reader. Little is known of her. However, some accounts of her begin to paint a picture. We know she was of common birth. Weak-framed, though raised with penchant for learning. The journey to the downside left her close to death. It was then that the Nightwings found her. They brought her from the brink. She showed them the path. She pressed onward with the others. She had made a vow to help her friends be free. Thus did the cycle of the rites commence its final turns. When the final rite arrived, the reader's freedom was at stake. In the end, however, she remained in exile. From that point on, accounts of her diverge. It is said the voice which troubled her, she never heard again. Some say she helped improve the lives of other downside exiles. Though whether that is true, only she knows. Someday perhaps that reader's own star shall emerge. Then it shall pierce the dark of night in all its brilliant glory. Until such time and ever after, all of us give thanks.
Their journey began on a barren waste where the reader arrived.
That's the end. We did it. We read all the things to read.
When she arrived, the book of rites awakened the Nightwings and ignited the flame.
Ah, thanks, Can. Thank you for the biddies. We did it. The game's over.
Bound together, strands in our brains.
I'm hydrating. I'm already hydrating.
We sing of the last of the Nightwings who,
Whew.
having broken the cycle, shall live on in song.
Game's over. Take a drink, indeed. That stream, I thought I was worried I didn't have enough game left to finish the stream, because I was like, I just have a couple rights left as far as I know. This game is pretty. Look, we can look at all our scenes from being in the wagon together.
Ariel, mother to many.
Yes. But I wanted to keep going because I was like, I want to finish tonight. Yes, I normally stop like an hour ago, Canth. I wanted to keep going and finish tonight. I was worried the game was going to not have enough left for a whole stream, and it was like a stream and a half.
His worth and returned to his family by the grace of the scribes. They follow the stars, bound together.
I did really enjoy this game, especially once I got more the hang of the gameplay. I think I crippled myself a little bit by the first stream. I tried to play it with the controller. Shouldn't have done that. Look at how cute that is. This is definitely a game that you play for the story. The gameplay was fun. And it was very interesting how they worked the gameplay into the, like, the whole thing. The little matches that you have. Some places bots seemed a bit balanced weirdly. I felt like I was having a really difficult time, and then I just kind of like crested the hill, and it went smoothly from then on. You wonder if they're trying to force you to lose at spots? I don't know. I definitely... I think you, and this is very, like, because there's so many choices you can make, it's very interesting. I've read, like, the song, for example, they sing a little bit about each of the exiles, but it's different depending on if you freed them or not. So there's, like, completely different versions of the songs. Each of the songs that they sing during the liberation rites, they have a different song depending on which team you battle. So yeah, I definitely enjoyed it. I like the story a lot. Glad I played it. And yeah, I'll be putting up a poll on the Discord for what game I'm going to play next. It's going to be between... I'll probably do 2 or 3 choices, but it's going to be between some games that have been in my Steam library for a long time, or maybe some newer, versus maybe some newer games that I want to play. So we'll see how it goes. I have to figure out what games I actually want to put in the poll too. So yeah, Project Zomboid, no. I'm doing Pokemon Arceus on the Pokemon Arceus on the weekend still, so that's going to be like a longer play game. I'd like to do a more RPG, another like story game for the Wednesday game. We'll see. We gotta watch all the credits. The Perker exactly, Muds. And maybe a shorter game would be nice, I don't know. Although this game wasn't super long. 12 parts. Played some 25-part games. There's our team! We represent the 8 scribes! And me. Bertrude is much shorter than I thought, based on this picture of all of our teammates. There's that Perkerburn. It's a Pikachu. Perkature. Yep, exactly. This is how I'm going to talk in the Pokemon game from now on. No. Red Dead Redemption 2. God, so long. So I was looking at what games I've had in my Steam wishlist the longest without playing them. The one I've had in my library for the longest, not on my wish list, on my library. So ones I actually own, but I haven't played. There's a lot. Oh, this is a nice library. Do we get a special scene at the end? There's the Commonwealth. It's all very nice. There's all the team sigils around the edge of this window. The end. Now, I don't have that. I mean, my wish list is crazy, but my library is not that big. Look at this. So nice. True Nightwing campaign mode unlocked. I can play it on higher difficulty. All right. We did it. I think Montaro, which is like an endless runner. I don't know how good that game would be for a stream. Montaro is like a little endless runner pixely game where you're a little Shiba Inu and you're trying to steal girls' underwear. So it's kind of rude. Your library has 367 games. That's a lot. I mean, I have a lot on my wish list. The other game I have had in my library for the longest without playing is called The Wild Eternal, which is like an exploration, speculative. I don't think there's any combat. You wander around and do story things. Or I could do... I'll have to look into it and see what other games I have that I want to get and play, like, new. There's also a ton of free games I have on my wish list that I haven't played. Anyway, I'll decide. I'll make my own decision. Is it called Montaro? Something like that. I don't have Steam pulled up right now. Anyway, I will narrow it. I'm going to put a poll on the Discord. I'm going to narrow it down between 3 games. I'll put them up. People can vote on them, and that'll be the new Wednesday night game. So, for now, we're done. We're done with Pyre. We finished it. Pyre has been defeated. We burned the Pyre all the way down to the ground. We sure did. No one's rating that I know because it's too late at night, so we're gonna call it quits. Good night, you guys. Thanks for watching. We finished Pyre. I enjoyed it. It was a really good story. The character and art were great. The gameplay frustrated me a little bit at points, but once I got the hang of it, it was great. So yeah, thanks for watching, and I'll talk to you guys later. Bye-bye. Good night. Bye-bye. Good night.